Welcome to the mic drop. Friday night. Sorry it's late. I'm here with Voltaire.
Hi and hello, everyone.
Yes, hi and hello.
And happy holidays.
Yes, have a nice holiday. Is my mic good quality? If it doesn't ever sound right, to let me know, because sometimes it defaults to the weird mic. Steven Ortega is here. Here we go. That's right. Friday night. Dropping some heat on entertainment news. We might get into we dabble in a little bit of other type of commentary too. You know, we are going to probably talk about UFOs.
Well, hang on, Max.
We do have our pal here. I wasn't sure if he's going to make it. Larry Quirkowitz. Hey, Larry.
Hello. How's it going, guys?
Glad you can make it.
Yeah, before we get started, let me just drop a disclaimer for everybody, okay? Hello, everybody. The mic drop is a free-flowing conversation that oftentimes touches on mature and controversial subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, yes. How are you doing, Larry? I wasn't sure. I know you're a busy guy. I didn't know if you're sure if you're going to make it or not.
No, the timing worked out like perfectly for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing some stuff before, and I was like, "Oh, I'll be free like right by midnight." Perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
So, yeah, no, I've been good though. I've been, I've been hanging out, doing some music and
oh, cool,
chilling.
I think you still have to send me some stuff in X, so I got to check it out. I gotta put some stuff on my MP3 player. I have an MP3 player that's a cassette tape that you actually could put in a boombox.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a couple of them, so I could put your stuff on my cassette.
I remember those things.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and then Larry, if you're wanting to get in the content create, I don't know if you want to appear on screen or not, but I have an extra camera, 1080p too, if you need it. If not, that's fine. So
really?
If you want, I could send it to you. Because I think you got something there. Me and Voltaire agree.
I feel like was my mic muted for before?
Now?
No, not now. I feel like my mic might have been muted before. Maybe for like certain people, but maybe not. I might be completely wrong.
You're good.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. But yeah, no, that's
voicemail is active, everybody. Feel free to leave a voicemail.
Yes, the voicemails are active. We got a lot to talk about. The news that's in the thumbnail. Well, let's get to the let's cover this first, because I don't really like to talk about this man because he gets a lot of people upset. Uh-oh. He is going to be our next president.
Hey now.
So, but this is really, yes, we are going to talk about Donald Trump. You know what? Take the power away from him. If you don't like him, take the power away from him and stop. That's what I say. Don't lose your mind over him anymore. Hopefully everything will be all right for everyone. If not, I think the goodwill of people will stick together and go and get through it. I really do.
And disclaimer, Max lives in a swing state and did not vote for the current president.
Thanks a lot, Voltaire.
So he is not biased one way or another, is my point.
Yeah. No, I don't particularly like him, but I try not to let him ruin my, my thoughts, and I try not to let him get in my head.
That's good.
But this is significant. And hey, Nerd Cosa Nostra, another great YouTuber. I really enjoy every time we could get him on.
What's up, Costa?
Voltaire told me about this, and I didn't see this. And I heard about him being on Time Magazine. And this, whether you like him or not, especially politicians, I don't think you can get away with I don't think you can have any success in politics anymore unless you're have a very strong social media presence and memes. I'm sorry, he gets memes.
Oh,
a lot of boomers, a lot of people his age do not get memes. There's a lot. Look at Biden. Do you think Biden understands memes? No, he has a group that does it for him. Now he probably has people helping him his Twitter too. But
I don't think Biden understands memes.
You what, Larry?
I don't think it's funny. You're just thinking about if he understands memes. I doubt it. Biden.
Oh, you don't think?
But yeah, no, Biden.
How it started, how it's going. You've never seen this one?
No, he's talking about Biden understanding memes is funny to him.
I was just saying it's funny that you said that. I was laughing.
Yeah. No. There's the dark Biden stuff that was kind of funny for a while, and then it got lame.
That was cool. Yeah, Dark Brandon.
Oh, Dark Brandon. Yes.
That was cool.
We might have to let CJH on for the UFO talk.
Yeah, I tagged CJH in a tweet this week, and he ignored me, and it was right up his alley.
Oh, the UFO stuff is crazy.
Oh, you want to talk about that too, Larry? Okay.
Oh, I'd be.
I would feel really bad if we didn't have CJH on,
of course,
for the UFO talk.
Oh yeah,
because if there is actually life from another planet on Earth, I think he's one of them. Okay, but getting back to Trump. Okay. This post, Donald J. Trump post from his Truth Social. He's still doing that? Okay.
So he barely post. Okay, so everybody, and he's friends with Elon Musk, and Elon Musk, everybody knows, donated money and helped get him elected, but he still does not post that much on Twitter. So this account, if anybody's interested, takes his Truth Social posts.
Do you think he'll go back to Twitter because now he's cool with Elon?
No, he still hasn't really. He's very rarely.
So whether you like him or not, you can't deny how it started, how it's going. This is probably within a 12-month span of getting a mugshot and then person, time of the year, and being the next president. Whether you think that should happen or not, that's a different story. But that is significant. I can't take that away from him. Didn't he want to get spanked with a magazine with his face on it? I don't know. That's something different too. But
so this is
should he have been on Time Magazine Person of the Year though?
What's that?
Should he have been on Person of the Year?
I don't know.
Time Magazine Person of the Year.
I mean, Time Magazine. This is though what you said, Max. Whoever in his campaign or whoever came up with this is someone who understands memes because the how it started, how it's going meme. This is actually perfect, quite honestly. His mugshot to Person of the Year. It's
insane. But yeah, I get it. It
sells.
Oh, Anthony Cheeseman says a felon can't work at McDonald's, but they could be president.
Correct. Ooh. Correct. There is no law
they could work at McDonald's
being elected president. That is true.
Well, if you are one, don't go into McDonald's. They'll cash in the
reward. Rat you
maybe like convicts, but not felon level convicts. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you guys know, here's a trivia question. Do you guys know who was on the cover of Time Magazine in June this year?
No.
You should pull it up, Max.
Was it Kamala?
Well, it's the superhero of the year.
Oh, okay. Time Magazine June.
This is me pulling this up, not Max. No one can say anything because it was my idea. You'll get it when you see it. It's real.
Okay.
Look up June 24th Time Magazine cover. Superhero of the year.
So again, we don't know what Time Magazine.
That actually would be an interesting clip out to go over all, because I found a site that has all of them. And I honestly, when I'm talking about him, there's people dropping off the YouTube. They don't like talking about him. It's funny. It's funny. Okay, we'll move on quickly. But
no, but you don't want to show who it is?
No, I am.
Okay.
I'm bringing up it. It has the vault. It has them all
No, but did you see it yet?
No. This is gonna be
okay, because it's relevant. That's why.
Okay, what is this guy? Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. January, Issa Rae, the first AI war, the new anti-Semitism.
Patty Mahomes.
All right. If he wins, June. Which one are you talking about here?
Superhero of the year.
Superhero of the year.
I'm trying to find the date, or which week, but it says I'm looking at it right now. It says June.
Geez, they have lots of Trump covers.
This didn't age well. Oh, look, in trouble.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's 3 in 2024, 4 in 20. Wow, they had Trump was on the cover 4 times, and JD Vance.
Elon
Maybe
Musk.
I'm wrong about the date. Hold on.
Elon Musk made it too.
Oh my God!
Oh, see, that's relevant.
Talk, everybody, you're laughing right now.
Look at the checklist. That you can't take that away. I know people don't like him either, but you can't take that away. Become richest man, electric vehicles, launch rocket, bring rocket back, implant human brain chip, get Trump elected, work from Mar-a-Lago, /2 trillion, fly to Mars. This is to-do list.
It's June
13th. Weird times, everyone.
I found it.
Okay.
June 13th.
June 13th. Why isn't it on here?
What year?
24.
June 13th.
That's what it says on.
Okay, this is a Mandela effect, Larry. Because
really?
we don't have a record of this.
Can you put in the private chat because I can't find it?
Yeah. Oh, I feel bad now because maybe I was wrong about that
article. Who is that covered July 15? Who is that?
Maybe I don't know.
Let me see. Melinda French Gates is just getting started.
Was that Bill Gates' wife?
I don't know.
She left him actually.
Oh, okay, is that what it is? She got the cover for leaving Bill Gates.
Well, she left because of Bill Gates' connection to a certain guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Her way.
And then she gets a Time magazine for that. Like I respect her doing
she's
that.
Looking off, like really looking at things. You know.
Yeah. Let me see, Larry. June superheroes time.
Larry with the Mandela effect, the live Mandela effect.
This is real Mandela. Oh, maybe it was. All right, hold on.
I think you might be thinking of something else.
Here, I have an idea. No, I'm not thinking of something else. Hold on. I'm gonna see if you can Google it this way. Hold on.
I think I see what it was supposed to be. People.
Okay, Google. Okay, Google.
Homelander.
Yeah, just Google Time Magazine Superhero of the Year.
This is a meme you're talking about, Larry. This is not a real Time magazine.
I think people made it.
Really?
Because it's on eBay.
No, it's real.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
I'll tell you how I know it's real, and I'll give you some insight.
Okay. But I don't think they actually released the magazine. They just
They did. They did because I'll tell you why.
Okay.
And I don't mind being a little personal.
All right.
I still in my therapist's office. When you go in the waiting room, he has all these magazines.
Okay.
They were mailed to him.
Okay. Is this what you're talking about? Superhero of the Year, Homelander, Time Magazine. Time Magazine has named Homelander their Superhero of the Year.
And he doesn't know what that is. He didn't get that. He got Time Magazine.
That's cool.
Maybe it only went to certain. I don't know. It's weird. That's a little weird. I'm wondering what's going on here.
I saw listings on eBay, but I didn't know if they were custom Time Magazine covers.
You know what? Maybe it was a variant.
Someone can make one with me. YouTuber
of the year. That would be. You could be YouTuber of the year.
For those
I would put to get you in there. No, it might have been a variant cover.
Canadian of the Year. Very quiet.
Canadian of the Year. That's going to be controversial.
I just think it's funny because they have a few things in common.
Oh, you're saying I get where you're. That was a long way to get there, Larry.
I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be like wham, bam, bam. Oh, pull this up. Boom.
Yeah,
I thought it would be
well,
such a great.
Controversial.
Oh, I see where you were going. Okay, so Trump is the man of the year now, and so is Homelander.
So you know what we could do? We could edit that whole thing out for the clip out and just skip to, you guys know who was a superhero of the year? Bam, Homelander.
You just mentioned my kryptonite is editing. But yeah, that would
I thought it would be so great. And I
no, that would have been good.
Well, I have the idea was good. The execution not so great. But anyway, moving on.
All right.
Back to
So, by the way,
he's saying if Homelander could get it, so can Trump.
I know we're not on it, but maybe we shouldn't be firing at UFOs.
What?
Okay, we'll get there, CGH. I promise.
I know.
We'll get there.
You mean like shooting at them?
No,
Maybe we should
a
be
video
firing
right now of them shooting back.
Yeah, CGH. I have that prepared. That clip.
What's the
We'll
clip
get there, I
that they're
promise.
shooting back?
Yes. Oh, not shooting.
Man,
Back.
CGH is he can't wait. Okay.
I'm into it.
Do we want to talk about? I don't even know about do we have any links for this UFO talk?
We do.
Okay, if you want to put that in the private chat, or we could cover what's happening at DC first, which I'm like, what?
Let's do that.
I can share this image of Paul. This is how the alien species feels.
God. Maybe it was a mistake
after
sending
dealing
the link early.
with humans over and over again.
This is from the movie Paul.
Oh, Paul.
The classic Paul. I do want to watch that again, though.
So this is I use this as a meme every time, like I bring up that aliens are sick of our shit.
I wouldn't. Do you think if they do exist, would they want to get contact with us, Voltaire?
I think they've tried to contact us over and over again, and they keep we keep being assholes to them.
Let's be real.
So are we going into this topic now? Is that what's happening?
Oh no. I'm sorry. We won't.
Yeah.
I was just thinking though, if it does happen and we make contact, I think it's gonna be Elon. It's the first person they beat.
Well, it's gonna be like Mars Attacks, where they take
Because
something peaceful and they misinterpret it, and then they shoot.
Well,
did you hear what Elon said about aliens?
no.
Like publicly, like when he was asked.
Oh yeah,
about
he thinks they're demons or something.
No,
like
no. But well, he might think that, but I think he said in terms of like, if they were here, like he would know. He was like, oh, I know. And he's like,
he knows everything.
and that's why he was like, I don't think they're here because I don't know, and I would be the first to know. So you're kind of right, even according to him.
Well, I know Tucker thinks they're demons.
That's what it is. That's right. That might have been the conversation that Tucker said that, and then Elon was like,
Tucker's lost it. I'm not whatever.
Oh, he's a loon.
I don't think demons would have spaceships.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Maybe they've just watched, or Tucker has watched BVS too many times.
But I heard
because they talk about how the devils come
where
from
they're
above.
coming from. They're in the ocean, but apparently, you've heard of the triangle, right? Where every ship and plane goes
What, the
missing.
Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah. That's supposedly where their base is.
Hmm. There's a few triangles. There's like a Devil's Triangle by Japan, I think.
Okay. Interesting.
Where weird
Oh,
things
and
happen.
the other night I did see something. I posted a short on that.
CJH. Voltaire's
can't
wondering
see
if we're still going to be talking about this before he gets to it, or if we're going to cover DC first. All right. If you just getting here, I looked at the like count. Let's get the mic drop going. Let's get 25 likes for the mic drop for Voltaire. He's a busy man. He takes his time out of his schedule to set up a stream for us. Get some
I
topics.
love the people.
Yes, he's ready to respond to voicemail. Hey, Taladia. There's a Terrifier triangle under Max's bed. Thanks, Forth. I haven't even thought about the Terrifier all week.
Good for you.
So,
man, I haven't watched your reaction yet because I'm waiting to watch.
Clip. There's a
I might watch your like afterwards thing, like the your the funniest parts. But the actual watch party, I'm gonna watch them with the watch party.
You know what? We should watch that clip that Perp put together. I mean, he is a member of the guild.
Okay.
So he is, you know, it is made by a professional.
Let's get those thumbs up there if you want to see the video that Perp put together. And Fourth is here to taunt me. Fourth, I conquered your quest, so I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah, thank you, and that's it. I've conquered horror movies. Nothing else to see.
You can watch the first Saw movie.
What up, Fourth?
I don't want to watch Saw. I don't want to watch.
No, the first one is pretty tame.
I don't want to watch those.
See, Fourth is a man of the people too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one of the Saw movies, they just, instead of de-aging, they just have the old guy in a backwards cap and everything, and a hoodie, and they said he's a teenager, but he's like really old.
Like a really old teenager.
Yeah,
like that Steve Buscemi character.
No, the who's the Jigsaw guy?
Yeah, the Jigsaw.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. Oh, Toby.
Yeah, they said he's like a teenager, but he's still an old man. They didn't even bother to de-age.
I will be fair.
I would watch that.
Watch Saw. Anthony Cheeseman. I don't even remember the last time you gave me like a super chat or anything. So, no offense. I love you though. I love you.
Did the
you
same
make fun of my
thing
Big Macs.
Oh, sorry.
I gotta get it. If I'm gonna watch Saw, I need at least 2 Big Mac meals.
They did the same thing with Dexter, where they gave Michael C. Hall a wig and said he was a teenager.
That's right.
I will say this. I don't want to do this all the time, but I would say I got to be fair to Taladia. If you're really interested on how much, I would do the same thing as Fourth. I said at least 20. So $20 for a movie.
That's a good deal. I think that's a steal. I might pay for that.
Everybody.
That's less than I make in my day job. So
I can't because I'm broke.
I'm not even a Saw fan, and I might pay for that. Such a good deal.
I said at least, so you could do over that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. Not for you, Larry. For you, if you want to do that, that's fine. I'll do.
No, it has to be a Saw fan.
I will do Max Sunday. I'll watch Saw.
Max should count up all the super chats I've sent over the month.
Okay, CJ.
And be like,
you didn't ask for anything. There we go. You didn't ask for anything.
Let's get to the DC. People are excited about the DC.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're getting us off track. Okay. So this is the first time I'm really like, James, what are you doing? I don't think this is a good. I'm not against this, but if you're going to start building a universe, like, what is this? This is weird. James Gunn confirms. So this is another thing that James Gunn, he doesn't like scoops or rumors. This was a rumor. It's true. A lot, over 50%, I would say, of these rumors come true. So all the people that have issues with this, James Gunn confirms the Clayface film is set in the DCU, written by Mike Flanagan and produced by Matt Reeves. Clayface releases in theaters September 11th, 2026. What does this mean? This is actually good that CGH is here. We'll get to Voltaire, the other co-host of the Mic Drop, first, because the interesting thing is he says it's set in the DCU, so it's not the Matt Reeves, but then Matt Reeves is producing it. And why are we getting Clayface after we just got Joker 2 that wasn't a success? I don't understand. Like, is this going to be eventually the Brave and the Bold? What's that?
What would the story even be?
Well, it's going to be Clayface's origins, probably. They say it's more like horror.
There's no story.
It could be just his origin story.
It's not animated?
Well, what's so crazy about his origin story?
No, it's live action, I think.
Yeah.
Voltaire.
Fourth says, all Clay, no Batman.
Yep.
Really?
I think this is a whiff. Like, I don't like the one good thing about this is it's a $40 million project from what I hear. that's not high risk, and that gets another project out there. But Fourth says Clayface could be like the Thing.
True.
No,
Well,
the funny thing is, I think there was a bit of a revitalization for Clayface from the Harley Quinn cartoon, and he was a joke in that show.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be Matt Reeves, I presume it's going to be dark and serious because that's everything he's done.
I'm looking up his origin now. Like, there's nothing to make a movie about it.
Well, the one thing that's interesting is
it's pretty
they
basic.
could maybe combine the old version and the newer version of Clayface, because I think there's two different like origin stories. Or they're like
even both origins are pretty basic. It's
I mean they're definitely similar. But you guys know who's playing him, right?
No,
it's Alan Tudyk.
Is playing in this movie?
They said Alan Tudyk is Clayface.
All right, now you sold me.
Yeah, official. I'm excited.
If that's official, like they
no, it is. They announced that. They said he was going to be Clayface in the DCU, like maybe like a month ago or something, and it was like there was no word about a Clayface project except for rumors he talked about.
Ouch! Fourth, Mickey Rourke is Clayface. Swamp Thing is
okay. Sorry, who is he? What do I've seen him in?
Alan Tudyk. He is also Dr. Phosphorus and Creature Commandos.
Yep.
He's
voice for a cartoon, but what do I have seen him in?
He's been in stuff. I'm trying to think. Oh, he's Resident Alien. Is his show.
Once I bring up, he's K2SO in the voice in Rogue One.
Unless like Clayface is like they're just gonna take the movie
here.
the blob. And
here,
like
let me bring this up here. All right, so Firefly, nice TC the Pack, and I apologize to my tape hunter friends.
Oh yeah, Firefly,
including TC the Pack Rat. I haven't been hunting as much because I'm trying to save money, and I gotta meet up with TC the Pack Rat. We got to go hunting together. But here's
it could be like the blob.
Do you recognize him now, Voltaire?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
He's in Moana. Resident Alien.
This movie is announced before the Swamp Thing movie is announced.
That's actually I've seen Tucker and
he would have been
Dale
a
versus
great
Evil. That was fun. That was a fun movie.
Right.
I hear that's good.
Dodgeball. You're right.
Oh, you haven't seen that, Larry? You definitely should see it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got to see that.
Yeah.
One thing that's interesting that you mentioned about, you said Matt Reeves is producing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he also produces the Cape Crusader series.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not DCU, but that's outside of Reevesverse.
Wow.
So this wouldn't be the first time that he's like producing for DC outside of Reevesverse. So that might be like, they're like, hey, he helped with Cape Crusader. Let's get him to help with this a little bit. Like, I think that's cool.
Michael Fassbender. And TC the Pack Rat has 3 full boxes of free VHS for you if I want. Oh, thanks, TC the Pack Rat. Let me check with my wife. Not. I'm not gonna check with her. Okay. Well, what's your thoughts right away, Voltaire, about this? Like, does this project interest you, or like, what do you think James Gunn's doing? This is the first one. Like, oh, I don't know, but
I got to tell you, this sounds more like a streaming project on Max, to be honest with you.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I read was, it must have been, I don't know where this headline was from, but the thing that I read in my feed, wherever I read it, was Clayface premieres 26. And I'm like, that sounds like a series. And then when I saw this, when you read the real thing, I was like, oh, it's a movie? Oh, that's weird.
Did they even say it was live action? This could be animated too.
I just think it has to be live action because they already said he would play him, and he's already in the animation. Like, I don't think they'd give Alan Tudyk another animation thing.
What was that?
Well, I do have to say, if you think about the prevalence of horror, including the community here, just loves horror. And the horror genre and fandom is pretty cool, and they support a lot of stuff. If you really do take the perfect horror movie for Clayface, So I instantly, it sounded, I don't know, it sounded like CGH had like an accordion or something there.
Oh no, I moved my mic by accident. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a another YouTuber that I like a lot who said has been saying for years they should make like a body horror Clayface movie.
We're
That would be
attacking
awesome.
aliens, and then
Okay,
I'm
CGH
moving my
topic.
mic.
Stay on topic.
Sorry, I'm moving my mic, and then
No,
it's like
That's the new topic.
We
Making a weird
understood
noise.
right away. We understood what happened right away. No offense, CGH, but we got to stay on topic. Now, as a DCU, I'm thinking about this different. The more I think about it, James Gunn confirms the Clayface film is set in the DCU, so this is going to happen. $40 million project, horror, Mike Flanagan, and produced by Matt Reeves. That's all we know so far. And it's got a release date. Clayface releases in theaters September 11th, 2026. Oh, September 11th.
How would they make a live action Clayface with the CGI for only $40 million? That sounds cheap to me. Maybe I'm off.
Does it have to be CGI? Can you do some other stuff with?
Yeah, what if they make it like The Substance?
I don't know.
Okay.
But
Tarp is going to be like,
okay,
make
now,
the Clayface just
here-
like The Substance, and
here-
I'd agree.
Panel, listen to me, and I want to get your Voltaire's reaction right away. Now, if I'm thinking about DCU, I'm kind of confused. But if you talk about making a DC character into straight up, like almost like indie horror project, I'm sold. Like
Well, he comes from Soma, James Gunn, so I'm sure he'd approve something like that.
So Clayface as a straight up horror movie and removing it, because I don't really like Clayface the character, honestly. But as a horror, even like if he's a horror villain at first, like who knows the take that they're going to take with Clayface?
They might make it like a horror, like where you kind of feel bad for him, and then like by the end he's bad, and then in Batman you know why he has to go against Batman at some point. Yeah. It's kind of cool to see that before Batman too, before the DCU Batman, because it'll give you kind of it'll give us an idea of like what to expect with that. But yeah, you know what? I was thinking like honestly, like, oh, it should be horror, and oh, it lends itself to horror, and I forgot it's Mike Flanagan. He does horror.
Okay, he does.
He's horror. Like doing all the Stephen King movies.
So Voltaire,
so it will be. It should be horror.
What's your response as to how this fits in the DCU and James Gunn, and then just thinking about as the popularity of straight up horror for both takes? Think about it. Think if they're pitching it to you and you're in charge of DC, Voltaire. How does this fit in the DCU? Are you not convinced? Okay.
So I would take it as a Max streaming exclusive, and I'd want it dark. And Reeves has shown that he can create these very dark characters. Spoiler alert for the Penguin: he makes the Penguin super dark, and we certainly saw what happened with in Batman. I would be interested if it was a dark horror type thing. Yeah, as a film though, and the $40 million budget does not sound believable to me. That sounds very.
Wait, what was that?
The $40 million budget sounds.
$40 million. That's less than the first Joker movie. That's crazy.
Right.
Well, is it the Terrifier movie? Wasn't that getting made for that? This is real. This is a straight up budget for a horror movie too.
I mean, if they put like most of if their main focus is like, if it, they could do it probably if it's kind of indie scale and the most of the budget goes into like the effects, whether they're practical or visual or
Right. What Fourth 1000 says, I don't want to go to theaters to just watch Clayface. I think a lot of people would feel that way. So it's a perfect streaming project, I think. It's interesting they would do that.
Voltaire, do you think it should be like a film on streaming or a series on streaming? Because I would think it should be like the Penguin type thing. But what did you
know
mean?
What I feel like these streaming services, one of the ways they mess up is trying to make everything 8 to 10 episodes. I think there's nothing wrong with making like a 1 to 3 episode, 3-hour miniseries or something.
That would be cool. Miniseries would be awesome.
Or like a 2-episode, hour and a half miniseries.
Hour and a half each. Yeah, sometimes they do like an hour and a half each, 2-part.
And I think that streaming services would do well with that sort of thing.
It's true.
Or if they made a movie on streaming. I don't know that a lot of people go to the theater to see a Clayface film. I
agree with that.
Well, Joe says, and sorry, Joe, I lots of people are messaging. I slept all night until Voltaire knows I barely got the stream ready on time. He says no streaming or go to hell. But Crazy Joe, what if it's and streaming and it has Alan Tudyk as Clayface? Because Larry says there's a good chance it may be Alan Tudyk. You know,
I'm almost positive that it is.
Yeah,
99% that it was a real thing.
Nerd Cosa Nostra can't wait to see a horror version of Clayface.
Yeah, they might be like, oh, all this stuff like Substance and everything is doing really well. Like, let's make like an indie horror kind of thing.
Well, I mean, if you look at IP that's like ripe to just turn the characters into horror movies, it is DC and especially Batman's Rogue Gallery. There's a lot.
And I think that's a great thing to do.
Phase 2.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, if they do this, is this going to be another situation where he never interacts with Batman? You get a really cool Clayface. People are like, that is the Clayface, and then he never interacts with Batman.
No, he will.
I don't.
They won't introduce him.
Sony did it with Venom. Venom did all three. Never really interacted with Batman.
Yeah, but that's true.
Never really interacted with Batman. At least I didn't see Joker 2 yet.
That's true, but the Joker thing, that's a little different because it's like a weird take on the character, but not I don't mean bad. I just mean different. Elseworlds kind of like weird, different take. But in terms of Sonyverse, like a lot of that is just to maintain the rights to Spider-Man. And it's like they'll make movies that are like, it doesn't even have to be good, but in the long run, we maintain $1 billion character. So it doesn't matter if the movie bombs. And I think there is some weird rule about like, they just have to mention him and it counts. And the thing is, James Gunn, if one thing I do kind of feel like I know about him is that he sees why these other things fail at times. So he'd probably be like, yeah, I'm definitely not doing what Sony did. That's just my opinion.
Fourth 1000 says, yeah, but that DC won't make actual horror. It'll be like James Wan version of horror, accessible to everyone.
Well, I don't know. Wait, didn't James Gunn make?
No, we have. If you want to be on the mic drop next week, we'll have you on. But this is the mic drop. We only have CGH on because we're going to talk about UFOs next.
No, but didn't James Gunn make that movie Slither?
Yeah.
You guys know about Slither?
Yeah.
Like that was like gross. That was a good movie, and it was like gross horror. And I feel like if Matt Reeves is doing this gritty, kind of down to earth, but like focusing on how the rogues are like psychos, maybe the DCU will focus on how the rogues are horrific.
All right, we'll bring Joe on for this topic because I want to hear what he has to say because of Alan Tudyk. And
Joe should come on.
DC. All right. Voltaire, this is getting out of hand with the mic drop tonight. Okay.
I have no objections.
You have no objections.
It's a featuring Joe.
Season, everybody loves Joe. Joe, are you wearing a Christmas shirt today? No, you're not. No, you are. Of course you are. See, it's the holidays.
Okay.
I'm wearing my Christmas glasses too.
Yeah, Joe, before you start, have you seen the Mr. T and Emmanuel Lewis Christmas special?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen that one. I got it. Hopefully it's on YouTube. I got to find that.
It is on YouTube. I think we should do a watch along one of these nights.
All right. We just finished a great watch party for a wonderful Christmas movie. And oddly enough, it was weird. We had people watching throughout the stream, and none of them came into the screening room to watch the movie. Like I kept saying, you're just watching us watch a movie. Click the link. You can watch the movie. Nobody clicked the link. It was really weird.
Maybe they were watching it on their TVs.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I do that. Like if I'm watching a watch along, I just pull it up on Max or whatever it's on or Amazon. Maybe they did that.
I want to give CGH the floor on this topic because CGH, are you ready to talk about this? I want to ask you a question. CGH, did you fall asleep?
No, the mic fell again, I think. It's called the mic drop. He's
drop?
trying to be literal.
Did your mic literally drop?
I just went outside for a second.
You went outside. Don't touch grass.
Do you see what's on my comment?
No.
Are there drones above you?
Are there drones in Canada right now?
He's trying to listen. I know you want to talk about UFOs, CJH, but we're also talking about the other thing that you love talking about besides
Even if there's a
Batman
drone above
is
your head
Matt-
now, you gotta wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you, CJH, what if they do this? It's produced by Matt Reeves, and that means that Mr. Robert Pattinson, it may be considered again for James Gunn's DCU. Does this help? Does this help your theory, or you're wanting?
It could be.
to get
I
Robert
mean,
Pattinson?
I've now kind of switched to Ben Affleck theory, but sure.
What?
Ooh, I like that.
Affleck doesn't want it.
Bring
Let
him
go.
back,
What's your
baby.
theory? Go ahead, CJ. What's your theory?
Well, I mean, we know about the Creature Commando Easter egg that he liked those donuts.
That is true.
What?
Ben
I didn't see
Affleck
episode
loves
3 yet.
donuts.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, Dunkin' Donuts.
Well,
Okay, and then,
because Ben
apparently in
Affleck,
Creature Commandos, there's an Easter egg that the Batman in that version loves eating donuts. Got a little heavier.
Yeah, that
What's
was
mean?
it.
He didn't eat any donuts in the.
Yeah, no,
No, it's because Ben Affleck is like a
because Ben
spokesman
Affleck
for
has-
Dunkin'.
no, Ben Affleck. Yeah, Ben Affleck like
He's doing like
donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts commercials, and there's like candid pictures of him like crossing the store or like walking out of a place with like just holding piles of donuts, and he's like dropping them sometimes, and people think that he's getting paid to do that too by Dunkin'. So I think that's what it is. That's where that theory comes
So
from.
that's your whole basis for thinking Ben Affleck's going to come back as donuts, CJH, and it shall be Batman.
I'm not 100% on it, but that it
Don't-
might be. It
doesn't
might
this-
be.
This
He's like-
actually is a glimmer of hope for all those Pattinson fans that want
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson to become the Batman in James Gunn's DCU.
Maybe I think what would happen is the Batman is canon, but James Gunn moves forward with another older Batman that's part of that universe. Like Robert Pattinson is just younger version of James Gunn's Batman.
I mean, that would be awesome. Honestly, if they found a way to make that work, that would be crazy. But did you see CJH recently? I saw somewhere that like James Gunn said something about how he considered Pattinson for to be the DCU Batman. Did you see that?
Which one? Who?
It was like a recent like
Yeah,
tweet
he said,
or
yeah, I
something.
considered it.
Yeah, but it was like recent. It was
where-
like he did an interview and he said like I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw like the headline, and it was like James Gunn says he had considered it, or he has considered it. And like with these guys, I honestly feel like, and this has nothing to do with really your theory, but I'll just say real quick, like you never know if they're like kind of lying to hide something, or if they're being totally honest. Like he might be like, yeah, I considered it, but no. Or he might be like, yeah, I considered it, and it's like, we're not doing that, and it's because they are, and he doesn't want to say it. Because do you guys remember when, this is about what CGH's theory, do you guys remember when the DCU started, and James Gunn said, like, Ben Affleck is helping us? Do you guys remember that?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like when James Gunn first took over, and he was kind of talking about his plans and stuff, and this was like online, not in like an official thing, but it was him who was saying it. He said Ben Affleck is helping with the architecture of the DCU, and that's a quote from James Gunn. And
but then a week later,
Affleck said no.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, he was, and I think he even said "fuck no" or something.
Yeah.
And
I know what you're talking about. That's not exactly what James Gunn said.
No, but he said something that like we're considering a lot of people to direct DCU. Even remember people were like they even met with Spielberg. Like remember that?
Yeah, he said basically they were open to working with Affleck, and Affleck.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But I remember a quote with the line architecture of the DCU, and I feel like. I was like, yeah, they're not going to do anything together. Like, whatever. And people are trying to make it a big thing with the drama, but maybe they're just hiding the fact that he is helping with it.
Well, I mean, it could also
Or was involved in some way.
Okay.
Ben Affleck was going through a lot too, right?
Well, let's. I appreciate you guys giving this information. Let me get to Joe's take on here, and then we do have to talk about UFOs. So we have a lot to cover. And please get your mic drop voicemails on for me and Voltaire to react to as well.
We love the voicemails, everybody.
Yes.
Fourth, drop a voicemail.
So Joe, this is Mike the first kind of whiff that I feel like James Gunn's announced. Like this project doesn't really feel, it's not vibing for me with the other projects as announced. I don't know if Clayface is ever going to interact with Batman. I'm not like against it, but you have an opportunity to build up the DC universe again. Where does this fit in? It feels out of place with the rest of the stuff he's doing. Your take, Joe, is this a good move for James Gunn to confirm Clayface? It's set in the DCU, written by Mike Flanagan, produced by Matt Reeves. Do you want to even see this person?
Oh yeah, I think it's a fabulous idea. Mike Flanagan. Really? I mean, that's talent right there. That's this is going to be a great movie. And as someone was saying earlier about it should be streaming. Oh hell no. Hell no. This goes big screen or nothing. Unless if it's a series. If you were doing it as a series, then you can go streaming.
Oh, that's what I said, Voltaire.
We were just talking on my watch party about how Red One, the movie Red One with The Rock, hit streaming today, and it's going to do well on streaming. You know why? Because people have heard of it. Because it got a theatrical release. If a movie comes out to theaters and fails, that's okay, because the streaming, you got a second life on streaming. But when these movies go straight to streaming, half the people, like, unless if it's like a really, really big movie, people don't watch them. I'm trying to shut up my computer here.
Well, Joe,
perfect example. Degrassi brought up months ago a streaming. Well, at the time it wasn't supposed to be streaming. At the time it was supposed to go to theaters. A prequel to Rosemary's Baby, made by Paramount, called Apartment 7A. And he was telling us, oh, you got to check out 7A. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. He was really building that movie up for months, and I was excited to watch it. You know what happened? It went right to Paramount Plus. It didn't get a theatrical release. And you know what? That's a movie I was excited to watch. I still haven't watched it. You know why I haven't watched it?
Rosemary's Baby?
Yeah, and you know why I haven't watched it? Because I keep forgetting about it. It's one of those movies. It came out very quietly on Paramount Plus. Nobody talked about it. And whenever I sit down to watch a movie, it's not at the front of my mind. So last year, Prime puts out a direct-to-streaming Prime Christmas movie starring Eddie Murphy called Candy Cane Lane. Movie starred Eddie Murphy. Do you know anyone that watched that? I don't. I never heard anyone talk about that movie. I didn't hear anybody say they watched that. Now, Red One came out to theaters, and we kept hearing how it was a big box office disappointment. Everyone's heard of Red One. That's on streaming today. People sit down and get to their computer. They didn't watch it in the movies. They're going to sit down. They're going to turn the TV on and go, oh, Red One's streaming now? Well, I'll check it out, because that's something they've heard of. Streaming movies.
You still streaming is not an enemy, though, Joe. Like you put it out for all projects. It just has to be marketed right. There is ways to make it a success. You know, you have to do good marketing, placement on your app when something's new, navigation through these streaming services. There's all types of factors, but I don't think it's an any. For one thing, though, there are examples like you said that became forget. But for one thing, Werewolf by Night, if it was released in the theater, I'm like, that would have been really cool.
There's a couple of exceptions.
That's Disney. That's different.
There's a couple of exceptions. I just think you drop a Clayface movie direct to streaming, no one's going to care. You put a Clayface movie in the theater, it's going to get marketing, it's going to get trailers. People are going to talk about it, even if they don't go see it, they will have heard about it. And then when it hits the secondary sources and they go, oh yeah, I heard about that Clayface movie, I didn't get to see it. Now it's something that's on their radar and they're going to watch it. It doesn't make sense for me to make a movie straight for streaming.
No, well, think about it like this, Max. Like, first of all, I think Joe's right that it's already going to go to streaming if it's in the theater first. So it's already going to get the streaming audience eventually. So what would be the point of just putting a movie on streaming in this case? And also, I agree with Joe that if it was a series like The Penguin, which gets a lot of press and stuff, that would be different. That should be streaming, I think. I think that would be cool. But if it's going to be a movie, I think it should be in the theaters. And speaking of marketing, like you said, Max, like that Apartment 7A movie, I had no idea what that was. So I don't know who was marketing that. Unless the whole point was like it's a secret prequel. Like they wanted you to watch it and be like halfway through, be like, "Oh my god, I think this is a prequel to Rose," and like keep it a secret. Because I think that's a cool idea anyway. But if it was just like, "Oh yeah, this is what we have," sequel, it's like a prequel to a huge movie, and like no one knows about it, and it just dropped on streaming.
I'll tell you something else. Next month in January, there's a new Star Trek movie coming out, direct to Paramount Plus. It's not going to theaters; it's going straight to streaming.
Yeah, see, only the real
to be fair,
diehards are going to see
that. I completely agree with that. Star Trek going to theater has to be.
No, absolutely not.
The Star Trek fandom is not the mainstream again. It was with
theaters.
It was with the Chris Pine movies, but since then it's not been mainstream again.
Yeah, you know why? Because the Chris Pine movies cost too much to make. And therefore, they did not make a profit. This is a movie that was made on a smaller budget. Therefore, you do not need to gross as much. You put that new Star Trek movie, Star Trek Section 31, in theaters. The Star Trek fans are going to go out and see that.
I couldn't disagree more.
But you couldn't
I'm not mad that the movie exists, but I don't see an audience. I'm glad you're happy.
You have an Oscar-winning actress in the lead. You have an Oscar-winning actress in the lead.
But Joe,
you've got the Star Trek fan base, and it's made on a low budget. That movie does not need to gross $1 billion. That movie does not need to gross. It doesn't need to gross much, and you've already made your profit.
You have a movie that's a spinoff of a main. It is a main Star Trek series that's had like 5 seasons. Discovery, but it's not like near the popularity of the original series or Next Generation.
Doesn't need to be. Doesn't need to be. How much did it cost to make that Section 31 movie? How much? What was the cost of that film?
Let's get another opinion. Voltaire's been too quiet. Come on, Voltaire. Break the news to Joe. Is Section 31 a good idea to bring to theaters? Star Trek Section 31, a spinoff of Discovery.
I'm not a Star Trek fan. I don't know what Section 31 is, so I can't comment.
But it's not the mainstream Pine movies like that they did the reboot. It's very niche, Joe. Very niche.
Exactly.
I'm glad.
Well, the title sounds like a series title, but that might be that's funny.
Okay. Well,
that might be just because they know it's a series, so they gave that.
I hate to break it to you, Joe. I think that's a horrible idea.
Is the show it's based on popular?
You'd be wrong. Well, yeah, it ran for 5 seasons. It just ended a successful 5-season run. And it stars Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh, who just won the Oscar a couple of years ago for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's a spy film in the vein of Mission Impossible. And this movie was made on a much lower budget than those Chris Pine movies, so you don't have as much money. You don't have to make as much. This movie could make it would be a moderate hit. It would be a moderate hit. It wouldn't be a big, huge, multi-million-dollar film, but it doesn't need to be because of the budget. That's the beauty
more
of
value for Paramount to reward their subscribers by putting a movie on directly to them.
Yeah.
No, because it won't get views because people haven't heard of it.
Well, if it didn't get views, how did Discovery get views? That's the audience is already
that's
there.
A series.
Discovery's been around. Like that's. So I'll ask you one thing: is this supposed to be like a spin-off, or is it like an accumulation of like, well, the series is done, now there's a movie type thing?
I mean, it's just a spin-off story about her character as the head of Section 31.
I'm glad it exists. I like Michelle Yeoh. I don't really have any interest in seeing it.
Michelle Yeoh's awesome.
Back to the Star Trek, but
she's going to be in Blade Runner 2099 too.
The last thing I watched Star Trek was Picard. I was interested in watching Strange New Worlds, but I never did it. And I know Lower Decks is fun and things like that. So I'm like Star Trek. I would not, even though I like Star Trek, There's no way I would go see this in theaters, Joe. If you split in theaters. Now, if it's on Paramount,
Yeah,
Plus,
but the
I might
Star
check it
Trek
out.
fans would. The Star Trek.
Well,
fans
see,
would.
this is something I want to say about what Joe was saying is that by putting it on Paramount Plus, only the real diehards are going to see it, and people who happen to have Paramount Plus. But everyone else can't see it.
Joe has
So
an
it's like
extreme
put it in
bias
the
against
theater.
streaming.
Huh?
Anything that's a movie he wants on
Wait,
in
hang
the
on.
theater.
So Joe,
No, but if it was in theaters, then more regular people would hear about it and try it out.
It's a film about a spin-off Star Trek series, right?
What's that?
It's a film about a spin-off Star Trek series. It's only been on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, well, it's about the character from the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like that's right for streaming, but I get your point. I understand.
But Discovery, I don't think that was from a Paramount Plus show. It only is now, right?
No,
Discovery has been around for a long. Hasn't that been around for a long time?
No, that was a Paramount Plus series. Yeah, but it just ended its 5-year run, and Michelle Yeoh is now starring in this movie. It's a spy thriller along the lines of Mission Impossible, but in the Star Trek universe. It's actually being compared to Guardians of the Galaxy, done on a.
I mean, Michelle Yeoh's theatrical level, I'd say.
Yeah,
but
she's an Oscar winner.
Yeah, of course.
So, Joe, outside of the people who've seen the series, do you think there's much mass appeal to it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
See, I think Joe's saying that if you put it in the theater, more people could check it.
It doesn't, and that's the thing is, it doesn't need much mass appeal. It doesn't need much mass appeal because it was a low budget thing. You think the Star Trek moniker will draw newbies in to just see a Star Trek film? Oh yeah, there's people who are going to just go to see a Star Trek. There's people. Well, I'd be one of those people. I took out a Star Trek film in the theaters. Yeah,
me too.
People who just know the name Star Trek. You're going to get people who know the character because you're going to get the hardcore Trekkies. You're going to get Michelle Yeoh fans. And it wouldn't be. Yeah, we're not talking. It's going to be Barbie, but it doesn't need to be. That's what people don't understand. That's what people don't get.
Well, here's another reason
they don't need to be huge hits.
Here's another reason not to do it. If you start doing these little Star Trek movies that don't need to make money, in your opinion, Joe, you start diluting the Star Trek movie brand in the theaters too. Like it doesn't do good.
But that doesn't exist anyway, right?
It's going to come back eventually.
It's been 10 years.
It's going to come back eventually.
I think they're done with. I think JJ's done with that, isn't he?
JJ's been done with it. He didn't do the last one.
What?
Oh yeah, but it's his series. I mean,
Bruce calls me a bitch. Never watches anything but criticize it. I'm just saying that for once, I'm on the side of executives of these companies, and Joe is not. Bring everything to theater. I think there's a strategy, and not everything is right for the theater anymore.
Well, Max, can I want to say you're right.
Okay, just for example, if they release Section 31 now, is it out now?
No, it's coming to TV next month.
Next month. Okay, in the theater climate, where would it fit in with the movies in January? People would not see Star Trek over something else that's in the theater.
It wouldn't necessarily come out in January because
what's coming out in January?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Anything would be better than that.
Yeah, but if it was gonna, it wouldn't necessarily be coming out in January. That has to do with the scheduling because it's a series. So if it wasn't a series, it might not necessarily be coming out in January.
It's not a series; it's a movie.
Well, I mean, I just meant streaming. I'm sorry. Yeah, movie.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Max, when you mentioned strategy, it made me think, and I know you're right about that too. That they're like, well, it's a Paramount Plus series; it should be a Paramount Plus movie. I get that, but isn't it really because isn't the real strategy about the deals that they're like, it's only on Paramount Plus, so we're gonna get people that don't have it, but they love Star Trek, or maybe they canceled it after the series stopped. It's like, oh no, renew your subscription because there's a new thing on Paramount Plus. So it's like only Paramount Plus people get to see it. And I was gonna say about the movie thing when you were talking about the appeal. Yeah, there's Trekkies, and then there's also regular people that every regular person has a friend who's into Star Trek. And if they were going to the movies, like, what's out in the theaters this month? They'd be like, oh, a new Star Trek thing. I have multiple friends that love that shit. Maybe I should just give it a chance for once. And maybe like a Michelle Yeoh kind of like removed thing would get certain people into it that weren't as into the other stuff. I don't know if their goal is to get more people into Star Trek, or to make something like just for the fans, and you have to get Paramount Plus to watch it. So it's like an exclusivity.
I apologize the Section 31 talk, but we have to move on because we're almost an hour in, and CJH has been waiting to talk. I don't even know what he's showing. Is this from you? Is this Canada, CJH? What's going on here?
Uh-oh. Wait, we're in the UFOs?
That's above my house, but
This is
right now?
your house?
that little dot there next to the...
Is that when you went out before?
Yeah.
I was just joking when I said even if there's a thing about you have to wait. You really did. You should have been like, no, I just saw one right above my head. And it would have.
This is where I'm at. I think aliens could exist. Okay. You know, do we have anything to set this up, Voltaire? You wanted to talk
Yeah, I do. So, everybody, this is a preamble to this whole thing. Any of our viewers in the New Jersey area, if we have any boots on the ground in the MME community, please call the voicemail line and tell us about your experience.
There's this in New Jersey.
I had one in my backyard yesterday.
Well, you're not in New Jersey, are you?
No, I'm in Philadelphia. They're hitting my area too now.
They're in New York now too, by the way.
Joe, hang on, Joe. You really saw one? You're an eyewitness?
That's the thing. I am not an eyewitness because I was taking my kid to school. There was something going on at her school, but all the neighbors saw it.
No, my friend in New York had one above him, above his apartment, like a couple days ago. But there is a drone.
One by one, everybody, because
there's a drone, not a UFO.
Hold on.
Hang on, before we get it, this is not a conspiracy theory show, but there have been many credible reports of people seeing drones that are as big as an SUV, according to some people. One report I saw, the guy said it was as big as his 2-house garage. I don't know. And it's
on CNN now.
Okay, so major news outlets are confirming this. Now, Joe, your neighbor, did you speak to your neighbor who saw this?
No, they posted it on our community Facebook page.
And what did the person say?
There were several pictures of people saying that they saw it's over the water tower. People if you go out on our back deck, you can see the water tower, and there were drones flying over the water tower. I also found it on a news article. I looked up, I'm in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, and there were sightings all over Montgomery County, Pennsylvania last night.
How close? So I know parts of Pennsylvania are close to New Jersey. Are you anywhere near that?
I mean, I'm less than a half hour, and I'm in Jersey.
Okay, so that's relatively close. Okay, Larry, what's your friend's experience, please?
So my friend in New York the other day in like a group text said something like, there's a drone over our place right now, so I can't, if you don't hear from me again. And he like made a joke. And that was before I saw on the news that they're in New York too. So it's funny because I was like,
friend of yours, are they like an ayahuasca mushroom person?
No, they're like a young, and he didn't say there's a UFO. He said there's a drone over our place right now. And this was like a few days ago. No, because I do have friends that are like that, but this guy he's pretty straight. And
okay, that's good. So
I heard they were in Jersey first, and now I guess they're in New York. And Philly's so close, it's like,
it's all the same. So we would normally not discuss or give credence to a topic like this, but Homeland Security and the Pentagon has acknowledged these things.
Oh, the FBI I hear is working.
And we'll put it up in a second that they're aware of these drones. However, and they don't know where they're from, but they don't pose any threat. That's what the Pentagon is officially saying, everybody.
Mm-hmm. No, it's official. Like these things. The governors, I just was watching senators from New Jersey, like on the news, on CNN, like talking about how they're like in touch with the FBI. And I heard something on the news too about how they were saying if you find a grounded one, like alert the authorities because maybe they would need a bomb squad to check it or something.
Okay. So this clip, Max, this is a New Jersey state senator who went to a briefing from Homeland Security, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
The federal government had a briefing for the state politicians in New Jersey. Now listen to what he has to say. And he, oh, by the way, he's a former military Apache pilot too, if that means anything to anybody. But go ahead.
Okay.
All right, so you're here today. You were just inside. You walked out. Why?
I walked out because it was worthless. It was the biggest amateur hour presentation I've ever seen about anything. Okay, it was ridiculous. There were no answers. Every question that was asked by a member of the state legislature, great questions, no answers, no resolution. They don't know where the drones are coming from. They don't know who's doing it. They don't know why they're doing it. But they say there's no credible threat. It was.
They don't, but they know that. That sounds horrible.
And that is
the
federal
government
government giving a presentation.
From, but there's no threat, everyone.
Yeah.
This is why people don't trust the government. Everything.
The federal government giving New Jersey legislature people a briefing. But go ahead.
But there's no threat.
None.
But here's the
they
thing.
don't know what it is.
I don't think it's aliens, though.
No, but I didn't hear that there was no threat when I heard certain people saying they weren't saying it's a threat, being scary, but they were like, "Don't touch it if you see one on the ground.
Degrassi.
Call someone." It's like that means they don't know. I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Degrassi says state senators are
Degrassi thinks it's Trump, so
this guy's haircut is pretty cool. It's pretty funky. So that lining on look at that shape on the
2 hours to be here today. Spent an hour in there. I got to drive 2
I
hours
guess it's
back.
just right.
The biggest waste.
I can't stand when politicians talk about how much they have to travel to get to where they're at. Yeah, that's your job.
Yeah,
aren't you sick of that?
Yeah,
they get so much time off for the holidays and stuff, too. Shut up.
Oh yeah.
I had to drive 2 hours to get here.
did you get some of the stuff I shared you?
Yeah, we're
Max?
going to get to it, CJ, I promise.
I have to work for the whole state. You know how long it takes to cover that? Hours.
5 hours in my entire life.
So why do you think they called this?
17 hours.
Why would you call a meeting and tell people you don't know anything? I have no idea. And then when the legislators asked questions, there were no answers. Here's the most frustrating part. The colonel of the state police said that he had a helicopter of his flying above one of these drones, a 6-foot drone or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. And he felt unsafe for his helicopter, so he just let it go. Just let it go. Where'd it go? Who knows? Didn't want to follow it because you didn't feel safe. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? I mean, honestly.
Do they have any idea where these drones are originating?
No, they don't. They would. Maybe if they followed that sucker when it landed, they would know, but they don't. This is a complete lack of effort, in my opinion.
Amazing.
I'm trying to figure this out. This is not about ability. We have the technology, we have the people, we have the training, we have the resources, we have the money. It's just a lack of effort. I mean,
why?
I don't know. They should be saying, you know what they should have done today with productive use of our.
What's going to happen? I'm just thinking about next year. What's going to happen when Elon Musk is involved with the government, and then there's these type of things? Oh my God! And he's flying. He's trying to land on Mars and stuff. This is a weird world we're living in, isn't it?
It is really weird. And I was talking to a friend about this drone situation earlier tonight, and I was telling him that no matter what it is, it's weird. Like if you think about all the options from, some people think they're UFOs.
There's just so many devices that can exist that I don't think it's aliens though.
But but I'm saying even if it's, think about like I don't want to get into this yet, but I'm sure we're going to talk about it after. But like the possibilities ranging from like a military thing versus even personal drones, either one is crazy. That there's these things out there that people they can't get a hold of them or don't know what they are. That's crazy. It's happening. I mean, it's real.
Our government can't figure it out.
Fourth $1,002. Thank you so much, Fourth. Look up video of drone spraying trails in the sky. I'll try to find it. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, there's reports that people are getting sick after appearances of.
I don't know about all that.
Like I mean, I'm gonna jump the shark and tell you my theory that it might just be like a weird hoax that a lot of people are like online, maybe even like a dark web way that no one can trace it. They're like, all right, everyone fly your drones on this night. We're gonna like fuck with
but
everything.
they're saying
everywhere.
drones are as big as SUVs, though.
Yeah,
I know. No, that's the thing. Joe's right.
I have another clip coming up.
Volter,
I don't think that's it.
You got some of the stuff that I've been retweeting, just so.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was telling my friend, that the reason it's crazy is because I've heard people reporting that they're not only that they're big, the size of cars, but also that they're staying up too long to be like a regular drone that you bought somewhere, because those, they only have a certain amount of battery time, then they have to recharge. And they're like, this thing's hovering for like 3 hours. Just that is crazy. It's suspicious, but maybe it's the most cutting edge version that like regular people don't have access to. But either way, I mean, they are up there. I'm not saying there's like, it would be, I wish I could be like, there's actual like just UFOs all over. We don't know what they are. And you look at them, it looks crazy. They are drones, I think. But still, no one really knows what the deal is. That's crazy. No matter what it is, it's crazy.
Bruce says, remember how stupid Americans are? Orson Welles radio broadcast anyone?
Yeah, it could be like a hoax.
But this is people actually seeing these things. This isn't like somebody just said there's drones and people believed it. Like we've got footage. We got video.
Just
we got photos.
Check DM's filter.
I just mean, even if they are just drones, quote unquote, it's still crazy that people could get away with this kind of an event, because it's like crop circles, right? Like crop circles, some people think that like they're made by like a supernatural or alien thing, and then some people think, well, no, that it was this massive hoax, because these two guys did admit to making like most of the crop circles. But then there's people that say those guys were just taking the credit and they really didn't, or they made some, like some are man-made, but there's some that are too weird that they couldn't have been man-made. It's like, it might be like something like that, where it's like a massive hoax, but in our age, it's drones, and you could be relaying to each other over the internet to make it happen. But if that's happening, that's insane.
Here's the most likely solution,
and that's the most innocuous, I think, situation.
I think the most likely answer is that this is some kind of new technology that the military or the government is working on.
But they said don't know what it is.
Yeah, because it's classified.
Well, of course.
Then why do you hold a press conference saying we don't know what it is? If you're
because people are asking. Because people are asking.
Oh yeah, Max, that's what they do.
Okay.
They have to say we don't know what it is.
What do you think of Joe's scenario? They know what it is. It's a government project, but they're going to do a press conference saying we don't know what it is.
Do you really believe
our military cannot track down the drones the size of SUVs that are flying all over the East Coast?
But they can track down someone that didn't pay the taxes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're not. They're not. They can't find it because they know what it is. They already know what it is. They just can't tell us for some reason.
Well, let me ask you, Joe. Do you mean that about just this event that's happening right now in our area, or do you feel like that about all the quote unquote like UAP phenomena stuff that everyone's talking about?
I don't know.
What's
finally won
what's
Cheeseman.
the UAP?
So Degrassi agrees with Joe. The plausible deniability. They act really inept, so they could like, oh, we don't know what it is.
Well, here's the thing. If it was them, that's what they would say. That's for sure. They wouldn't be like, we're testing new stuff. Like, no, come on.
You know what
I would love
before Trump takes over? I would love Joe Biden to do a press conference on this phenomenon.
That would be great.
He probably will. Aliens. What do you think he would tell him? He'd say, Don't.
He'd say that. He'd look them right in the eye, and he'd be like, don't
do it, aliens.
Don't
Not well
do it. That would be, oh man, if Biden got to send a message to aliens, that would be so great to watch.
Is anybody video? Like you keep saying you don't think it's aliens. Is anybody suggesting it is? I haven't heard that suggested anywhere.
Well, I just mean on the internet.
Max, you have one near you too.
Like there's certain people. I think because we're local, we're like kind of in the land of this is really happening, and people within eyesight can see it's a drone, and it's on our local news. I mean, it might be national news, but we're seeing some
cool sci-fi movies.
But people online all over the place, they're like, because all right, I'll put it like this, Joe. Like, I watch a couple of channels that cover like just like UFO news, right? Like UFO alien type shit. And first, they were covering this. They were the ones covering this first because there was like a UFO wave in Belgium recently. And it's like, okay, so I'm not from there. So I'm like, ooh, UFO wave. Maybe the people in Belgium are like, there was a lot of drone activity. That's kind of what I'm saying. Because now that it's happening so much, it's real and it's more prevalent over the weeks. Now the mainstream news is covering it. And I'm like, oh, I first saw this on like UFO channels where a lot of the viewers are like, the aliens are here, I'm telling you. But I think us being local and getting real, details about it is that they're drones. And it has nothing to do with aliens and stuff. But some people, I think, just kind of equate is it a government thing or is it aliens? Like, some people are like, they're working together. It's the same thing.
So anyway, so the point is that the government is acknowledging that people are seeing these things. They're saying that they don't know what they are, but they're not harmful. And that's the whole point.
Is that the only... Oh, sorry,
okay.
Max. Go.
Okay, and Voltaire and what Joe and them were saying is the government does know what they are and they're acting stupid so they could brush it off.
Well, it's possible. It's a possibility.
One of the links I sent Max was, so there is, somebody said, hey, people have tried to fly drones over Area 51 and the U.S. government shoots them down in like 3 to 4 seconds.
Oh, yeah. You can't even walk near there.
Okay.
If people approach
why can't we take
let
these
alone
drones
the air.
out? Why are they not taking these New Jersey drones out? That's
and
all.
like the China balloon, they took that out.
Well, let me see here. Fourth $1,002. These drones don't emit radio signals or heat.
Hey guys, off topic, but I don't know if we want to consider this breaking news or not. I just got an email from Paramount Plus. Apparently, Dexter Original Sin is now streaming.
Yeah, I heard that too. I thought it was Sunday.
Yeah, I told you.
I could have sworn it was Sunday, and I saw that earlier today.
Oh, as soon as I'm off this stream, I'm gonna go watch Dexter.
Me too.
Yeah, Voltaire, did you check the Twitter?
DeGracia says a new volcano is forming in California, increasing activity in Yellowstone.
Yeah, I guess I can't say that in the YouTube chat anymore, apparently.
Wait, so Max, you're gonna watch Original Sin, but you've never seen Dexter, right?
Right. I think it'd be fun.
Awesome. I think that's so awesome. And I'm excited to hear the opinion of someone, like, especially
I'd rather
you.
just go fresh into it. And the new actor.
You won't know anything.
That's supposed to play. That's supposed to be Dexter is younger, right?
And it's a prequel, so
it's a prequel.
It doesn't matter.
And the thing is, any like member berries or whatever won't affect you at all. You're just going to be like, oh, this is interesting. And you'll probably get, if it's a good show, which I think it will be, you'll get into the character, and then you can binge Dexter. You'll have like 6 seasons to watch.
And Voltaire 325 $9.99. Thank you, Voltaire. Thank you. Please leave us your drone voicemails.
Yeah.
You leave a mic drop on this topic.
Just when you leave a voicemail, don't drone on too long.
Uh-oh. There you go, Joe. That's why he's here, everybody.
I love it. Fourth, you gotta leave
your
a
drone voicemails. $9.99. $9.99. Or no, it's not $9.99. Voltaire gave $9.99. Thank you, Voltaire.
Voicemails are for free, everybody. Free for everybody.
Voicemails are for free. We're going to consistently think of ways to make the mic drop a little more interesting, differentiated to just movie news. So, are you interested in UFOs? Apparently, a lot more of you are than I thought. I'm interested in fictional
like movies,
movies and TV series.
I've been trying.
I don't,
a thing, Max.
All right, put up some of CJH's links.
Did you watch the X-Files?
Let me see what else he has to say here at the end.
Part time. If they didn't know anything, come in there and say, "Hey, legislators, we don't know anything."
Part of the plan,
but
legislators.
If you get us these 10 things, do these 10 things for us.
We just wanted to drive 3 hours and complain about it.
This kind of action, we can figure it out. Will you help us? And then we would have helped them. But instead, it was just excuse after excuse, and we know nothing. It was infuriating, and I got up and I walked out.
You've been in the service.
What if?
This guy's great.
Trump?
I'd vote for this guy, by the way.
Actually,
me too.
What? Voltaire?
I said I'd vote for this guy. He's a
me too. He just won. This guy won both of us over.
What if Trump and Elon actually go in and do what they're saying to do, and like cut spending, get rid of all these government things, and all this stuff starts leaking from the government when they get rid of all these things.
So everybody, Trump said that he would release the JFK stuff when he got into office on the first round. Then he said he saw it and he said, no, it would mess too many people up if I did. He also said he'd release Area 51 stuff once he got in there. Then he saw it and decided it wasn't good for the public. This time he says he's going to do it. Is he really going to do it this time? I don't know.
No, because he's full of shit.
Well, that's fair. He was full of shit. There's a record of that from 2020, right? Joe is right. Whether
a record of him being full of shit.
He said he was going to do that back then, and he didn't do it.
Oh, the
record of him being full of shit.
The Trump is full of shit record is the size of War and Peace.
I'll tell you something. I'll just get a real quick anecdote. Trump is from like around the corner. He's from around the corner of where I'm from. And everyone in our neighborhood knows he's full of shit.
Okay. So put up CGH's links. Poor guy has been really itching at
I don't know. He's sending me all kind of stuff. I'm getting nervous here.
Brucifer. This is
somebody needs to gift Donald Trump that button from Drag Me to Hell.
Okay. Again,
don't let him get in your mind, Joe. We're gonna outlive him most likely. So just don't let him get in your mind. Just let's buckle down.
Especially if someone gives him the button from Drag Me to Hell.
Oh,
Joe,
they're gonna track us down because you said it on air.
We don't do that kind of stuff here. But go ahead,
Joe. Did you see my my fail at a joke attempt earlier?
I don't know
about Trump.
Somebody brilliant has come up with a.
You'll see it. It's the beginning.
But somebody brilliant has come up with a TikTok channel where they are shooting airsoft guns at these drones in New Jersey. This guy's going to make $1 million on these videos. But go ahead, Max. I don't know. Is this from CJ?
Oh, yeah. This is video of them firing back.
Okay. So this guy's going to make $1 million on TikTok doing this. But
wait, no. This isn't that video, Voltaire.
Why aren't we doing this?
This is the drones firing back.
I need money.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait, firing back or firing first?
Yeah, they're firing back.
What?
It's like
no,
Star
come on.
Wars.
No, come on.
It looks like a video game.
That's not real.
Looks like a video game.
That can't be real. It's
How do we know these are 100% authentic?
Wait, that video?
You could throw this thing through AI and because it's so off the center, you could put a filter over the front of. After AI does it, you could put a filter over to make the quality less. How do we know this is legit?
Yeah, because that looked really good. I mean, I'd give credit to who if that was made. That's great.
For fourth, and I can't find it.
Okay, so there's some other videos I shared.
All right, let me break. This is the only thing I found up when I searched in YouTube. What you were talking about, fourth. This is what came up. UFO or drone? Is this the one we want to look at?
Well, what about
I put drone spraying trails in the sky.
Sorry, what's that?
The article I sent you.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that one. Yeah, all right.
3?
That's in the private chat. Max will get to that one next after this Lululemon out.
Speculation.
All right, let's just get to the video. I don't need to hear this guy. All right, here we go. Is this the one that you wanted to see? Fourth. Major mystery surrounding New York drone sightings.
And some lawmakers wondering if a hostile foreign government is behind the flying objects. Fox 5's Teresa Priolo joins us live from Summit, New Jersey tonight with the very latest. Teresa.
Yeah, see this debate. The latest sighting in New Jersey happening high over the skies of Summit, New Jersey. Some call them drones. Others question if it's foreign adversaries spying on us. The Pentagon says it's fixed-wing aircraft.
You're saying the pause?
No, yeah. Well, wasn't War of the Worlds? Didn't that take place in New Jersey?
Oh my God, CJ.
Grover's Mill, New Jersey, and please check out my video from October 31st where I visited Grover's Mill.
OMG.
So what's in New Jersey that's so?
Well, that's a good question.
Hey, Aaron.
A lot of dead bodies hidden.
Wow, lots of people are interested in this right now. Okay,
they want to go to the boardwalk.
I told you, Max. We should have done that series.
I'll be
honest. Doing it now.
Beyond the
you talk to Voltaire when you want to talk about UFOs, CJH.
They're going to Jersey because they want to get some cheesesteaks from Donkeys in Camden.
Delicious.
Okay, Voltaire, we'll talk behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
No, Aaron is a big.
We have not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement.
This guy's a joke.
Okay, so but hang on though. The White House is addressing this issue. Everybody,
Yeah.
So this is not just some kooks talking
No,
and seeing airplanes
real.
and thinking it's something. The White House is actually addressing this. So go ahead.
Oh, it's a real
But
thing.
John
It's
Kirby's
crazy.
the worst. National security communicator.
Oh man.
Authorities corroborate any of the reported visual sightings. To the contrary, upon review of available imagery, it appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully.
It doesn't matter where you go.
Wait,
Okay,
he said the man. Okay.
Sorry. So he's saying that, yeah, these aren't real things. These are actually just planes people are seeing. When have they ever acknowledged that stuff?
Yeah,
right?
that's weird.
Because that happens
That's what
all
they
the
want
time.
you to
People
think.
see like a plane and say, "Oh, I saw." When have they ever acknowledged? When has the White House ever acknowledged something like
Oh, there's a lot of planes, by the way. There's a lot of planes in an area. Just they're planes, everyone. It's like, what? That's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking questions.
It seems coordinated, whoever's doing it.
Just asking. They're in other areas besides Jersey. They're in California, Maryland, San Diego. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
So that article I sent you.
All right, so we'll get to that. CJ, that one's
Yeah.
a little bit out there, but we'll get to it. Don't
That
worry.
happened in 2023, so this has been prepping for a while.
Okay.
In New Jersey, people are talking about whatever is floating high above us. And some, including our federal lawmakers, aren't totally convinced it's a friendly eye in the sky.
I've been a little frustrated. There hasn't been enough transparency, letting people know what's happening. It's allowing a lot of potentially misinformation to spread, or at least fear.
Misinformation. You don't know the. Here's the thing. I don't believe these are aliens. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe. But I was going to say I don't believe they're alien. I think aliens are possible. I don't think these are aliens. I think they are being made something. But
we're not all dead, by the way. Just to answer Brucifer, like with the people shooting at them, sure they'll be dead.
He doesn't know what it is, and he's claiming misinformation. How could you say it's misinformation if you don't know what it is, bro? You know.
Well, he doesn't believe that the government doesn't know what they are.
Oh, okay.
Right. Now they say it's not foreign. They say it's not some foreign entity.
I mean, that's good if
And
they
if
know
it was
that.
a foreign entity, then they would shoot it down.
That's the thing.
It's fascinating.
There's
that they
a
haven't shot
theory
these
that-
things down. This is America. We shoot stuff down. All right?
Yeah, but not if it's ours and if we're kind of allowed to do it. They don't. Even if it's so many that it's overwhelming, or maybe there's no law yet for that because it's a new thing. Because I know that the
to demand transparency from the FAA, the
Oh my God,
FBI,
sure
and
wants
Homeland Security. Feelings that are echoed by New Jersey's Attorney General.
The feds need to help. This is clearly a federal issue. They need to step in and help.
If you're keeping score, the Pentagon says it's not us and it's not a foreign adversary, and they're not all drones. There's no legitimate evidence the sightings are otherworldly. So what are they? Bill Daley is a former FBI agent.
Well, I think we all kind of sometimes think that could be the cover story, that it is actually a kind of a black op run either by the military or being run by a military contractor. However, I also would say is that given now the notoriety and now all eyes are up in the sky looking for these things.
How's it misinformation, Bruce? People don't know what it is.
Okay, so see, this is the thing. So yeah, I don't know how this is. The federal government is acknowledging these things. All right.
It's not information. If I'm saying I don't know what it is, I don't think it's this. I don't think it's that.
We don't know what it is. It's something.
But
weird.
even that Corey Brooks saying it's misinformation, he doesn't know what it. How does he know it's misinformation?
Right. And Corey Brooks is one of these. He's not one of these conspiracy theory guys, right?
No,
I'm confused. What is Bruce saying is the misinformation?
This channel, what we're doing here now, Joe.
He's messing around.
I mean, I don't know.
We're reporting fair news here.
Wait, so apparently I just saw on the BBC thing about it that Trump has called for the mystery drones to be shot down.
God bless him.
And that's so funny because we were like,
find out what they are.
No, but we were literally just saying like, oh yeah, if they were foreign, they would shoot them down. But maybe they're like, no, they said they don't think they're foreign. So like, what could it be? It might be just people like amateurs.
If this was foreign, if it was China or one of our enemies,
Yeah,
or Iran, they wouldn't be open and notorious over New Jersey so that the people could just see them.
definitely not.
Well, what
they're
the
trying to
heck
spy.
is
That's not
I'm
spying.
Let's ask questions, everybody. That's all.
No, we should.
We're not telling you what to think. We're not telling you what to think.
No, I was even saying, even if it is like just a bunch of hobbyists who coordinated to do this all at the same time, that's really weird too.
I sent you, Max. I sent you a video of a close-up on what they.
Okay, so hang on. This is what the U.S. government does when people fly drones over anything. Watch. This is over Area 51. Somebody said, "Hey, let me put a drone up there." Down in 3 seconds, everybody. That's what the U.S. government does to drones that are weird.
Hey, let me put a drone up there real quick.
So I do feel that they may know what it is, or they would try to shoot it down. If they really didn't know what it was, they would try to shoot it down.
Yeah, I think maybe they don't want to say what it is for some reason.
Yeah,
it could be any reason.
That was quick. The technology. Look. Even not to get into the Israel-Palestine thing, though. You have the Iron Dome. You have all this technology to like take out missiles and stuff, and you can't take down this thing. I think if they wanted to know what it was, they would, right? I can say that. If the government really didn't know what this was, and they wanted to know what it was, they could use this thing right here, shoot it down, and figure out what it is.
Oh yeah. Well, also you got to remember, like if we can see them as just normal.
I feel like Max is gonna get a phone call.
Why does everyone think that we're? Here's some misinformation here. I never said I was a journalist. I'm an entertainer.
Max is totally gonna get to talk after the stream.
These are opinions
from Bruce.
I'm not claiming to be a journalist. Like, why does everyone think that you're on a live stream on YouTube? You have to be like, you're allowed to just give opinions. Like, I don't know.
You're a commentator.
Yes, a commentator. I do reactions, commentation.
You're commenting on what's in what the other journalists are saying.
It's this weird thing about YouTube. People in the community, they're like, you have to be this stater. I said I don't know. I don't know. That's my
federal government.
Movie talk, Max.
This is the mic drop is a serious show. This was not acknowledged by the federal government, by the Pentagon. Then we wouldn't be talking about the Pentagon.
Why aren't we talking about James Gunn and Kathleen Kennedy instead?
I do have a Kathy Kennedy ready to go, and Joe's here, so I don't know. Should I bring it up with Joe? We'll see.
Yes,
but yeah, some of the stuff that I shared you, like the article and all that.
Look at the crickets.
That's
that's what the government does when you don't know what it is? You shoot it down.
Don't you think that? There it is.
I love that video.
I think that if we could see them this well, then so can the government and military, and they could analyze it even without shooting it down. They could probably fly close enough to it and get footage of it. So
there's some stuff in CIA stuff that they know more than they let on.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't blame them if it's national security stuff. Like
there's a little bit more.
All right, now and then I'm just bringing this up to show this is where CGH has gone too far. You're talking about legit sightings, and then you tell me to bring this up, CGH. What?
This is a gift to CGH. This is not a mic drop official article.
Is this the article you're saying?
Yeah. Alien mothership.
This was in 2023.
Wait. This is what you wanted me to. Alien mothership lurking in our solar systems could be watching us with tiny probes.
This was 2023. So this is last year.
What is what?
This was from last year.
What website is this?
This was from last year.
Again,
but now
the mic drop is normally address articles like this, everybody. But we're doing this for our good friend CGH because we love him.
Tiny probes.
This was from the Pentagon. The Pentagon released this.
Oh wait, you know what? No, I know what this is. This is like, speculation based on real stuff, end quotes.
Okay.
It's like, that Oumuamua thing.
Why does everyone want to think that aliens want to probe our ass?
Well, that's another question.
Well, that's what aliens are into. You didn't know that?
They're into that.
See, look, Oumuamua, the interstellar object.
Kathleen Kennedy.
And Avi Loeb was like, you never know. It could be like a mothership or something. That's what that is. So that is the article isn't making that up, but it's not
Joe,
stating facts
do you
either.
happen to have an article about Kathy Kennedy's recent award? Because that's going to be my hot take on Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah, I have that.
Her recent award.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I did see a great video from the was it the SSW channel the other day where they were saying if you're really enjoying Skeleton Crew and its 80s aesthetic and how much it looks like the Goonies, you need to thank Kathleen Kennedy because all those 80s movies that it's evoking were produced by Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. Give Kathy her props. But I have a hot take on Kathy.
I've shared the article. I'm sharing it in the private chat, Max.
Okay.
I'll bring it up.
Let's talk about Kathy and her awards.
Wait a minute. First, before we get to that,
It might be too much for the chat for
this is what the aliens are up to.
Oh gosh. There you go.
Get in,
For those,
loser.
a lot of people are into that.
Hey.
No judgment here on the mic drop. No kink shaming.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. What CJ says moving on. That's what I want to talk about. You don't want to talk about that part of alien stuff.
Well, I mean,
oh, you're doing
from people.
Joe. You push too many buttons when you're in here. This is
well. I'm sorry. No, yeah, but you said we're talking about Kathleen Kennedy, so I wanted to. And Bruce was very upset about spreading misinformation, so I wanted to spread factual information.
Okay, this really proves how bad Kathy is doing. She is in the greatest hits section of her career. She's getting awarded for her lifetime work as a producer, and she was awarded another award way in that time span before you even get another Star Wars in the theaters. You're all about the theaters, Joe. When's the last time Star Wars in the theater?
Boy.
What does Kathy actually, what's happening with Kathy these few years? She gets award shows and award shows and award shows to remind her that she did good in the past. She is not doing good by you, Joe. You say the theaters everywhere it's at. You say streaming is not.
Did you hurt yourself?
No, I did not hurt myself.
Because you stretched so far for that I thought maybe you would have pulled.
If you have an award ceremony, you still don't have Star Wars. You have an award ceremony 5 years ago, and then you have another award, and you still haven't got Star Wars back in the theaters. You're in your greatest hits phase of your career. That's like when artists, they don't release anything new. They just keep releasing greatest hits. What's your last release? Oh, it was another greatest hits album. That is where Kathy Kennedy is right now, reminding us that she used to be good.
Yeah,
that is the mic drop on Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah,
my gosh,
reminding us that she used to be really prolific as a producer.
Is the floor made of rubber?
What
is the floor made of rubber? Because you dropped the mic, but it bounced right back up again. Like you said, you failed on that mic drop so badly. The mic is back in your hand.
No,
that was great.
Listen. Why are you playing such softball for her, Joe?
Because she's been so successful
in the past.
But isn't that what she's getting the award for? Her life of producing, not being the head of Lucasfilm.
By the past, do we mean Tuesday night?
If she worked for Microsoft, this is so much of a hypocrite my pal Bruce is. If she worked for what does he say about Microsoft and Xbox? It's dead. They can't get first-party games out. She can't get first-party movies out for Star Wars. It is not in a good place. It's not good enough, and people are not keeping their jobs when they sign up for Lucasfilm. If you have Leslie Headland, who was on an upward trajectory, as soon as she gets in with Lucasfilm, her projects disappear.
That doesn't make any sense.
There's no Acolyte season 2. They pumped so much money into that. Utter failure. Even though I love the show. It's not good enough that it just exists.
What are you talking about?
It's not good enough that it just exists.
It got canceled because nobody watched it. That's not Kathleen Kennedy's fault.
Yes, it is. That's how do you say?
All you can do is make the thing. You
Listen,
can't force the people to watch it.
You have okay.
Yep.
She has shows that are okay on Disney Plus Star Wars shows, but you have a coach there. If we're going to a football analogy. You have a coach that never goes to the Super Bowl or never goes to the playoffs with Star Wars. And then we keep letting her be the coach. Okay, yeah, you get to watch a game every once in a while. Star Wars should be in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and it should be one of the main IP still. There's no excuse for this. You have the instant access to promotion just because you're associated with Star Wars. She is not doing good. I'm sick of the excuses, Joe. I'm just going hot because it's the mic drop.
Yeah, but she's doing great. We've gotten more high-quality Star Wars under Kathleen Kennedy than we ever did under George Lucas.
Can I make a hot take?
Well, I want to get Voltaire's too. Yes, but go ahead, CJ. Go get your hot take on this. If you really respect her as a woman or respect her as a professional, you should criticize her just like everyone else. And it's not. She is not coaching a winning team. It's very disorganized. And this is not a playoff. This is not a playoff coach. Okay, go ahead. See,
you're not gonna like this, but Star Wars, besides Force Awakens and maybe Last Jedi, Star Wars has never. How do I put this? It's an indie little film that they keep trying to push as a big deal. What? And it kind of is, but it also isn't. The general public doesn't care about
Star Wars.
Bullshit. There's no truth to that at all.
No. When you think about it, like, how much did the prequels make? How much did the other movies make?
Billions of dollars.
No. They only made $1 billion when they hyped it up. So
I'm saying I am treating her more equally than you are, Bruce.
So Force Awakens made $1 billion because they hyped it up with merchandise and it was everywhere. Everyone saw it. I respect her career that she had she deserved the shot to be president of Lucasfilm. I respect her career as a producer, and I respect women, so I will criticize them people, I guess,
just like I criticize a man. And I don't think I think people are playing softball for her.
Yeah, Max,
because she's not doing a good job
up there from somebody.
Okay, and then sorry, CJ, I want to get your response to this, Voltaire, doing like the football analogy. Star Wars should be a playoff and a Super Bowl team, and she is not taking.
But that doesn't even make sense. What is a Star Wars Super Bowl? There's no Super Bowl of Star Wars. Like what?
I'm just saying
you're saying the Super words, but they have no meaning.
The Super Bowl is the mainstream theater.
You know what he means.
No, I don't know what that means.
They're the New England Patriots.
He's comparing it to the Super Bowl, like if the prequel, like if Force Awakens came out, made $1 billion, that's Super Bowl.
You know what the Super Bowl is?
Yeah, everyone's watching.
Movie wide release during the holidays. That's what Star Wars.
And we're getting one. We're getting the Mandalorian movie. And then there's
for how many years later?
So what?
What? That's not.
Max, you are so full of shit. Because if they put a movie out and it's not good enough, you're going to say it's not good enough. And then when they concentrate on quality to make sure they get it right, that's not good enough. Whatever they do is not good enough for you.
It's just that you're just giving me excuses, Joe. If you can't deliver anything
you're making up
for 5 years, how many years has it been since Star Wars in the theaters?
You're always trying to find the excuse for why she is failing, despite her continuing to succeed. Like she'll succeed.
There's got to be a reason that there hasn't been a movie.
Can I just say again,
when they were trying to do 2 a year,
when Star Wars sequels come out, they do worse. No one actually cares about Star Wars unless they, hype it up.
I think, CJ, I do think they care about Star Wars. I just don't think.
Think about all the times that people cared, like Force Awakens, when they hyped it up to the extent that they did, or Grogu, Baby Yoda. That was the big thing. So everyone watched Mandalorian because it's Baby Yoda. So that was a hyped up thing. What's other even Last Jedi did not as much as Force Awakens because people they see the big thing being popular and then they go see it.
Yeah, but I'll say real quick about what CJH was saying is that the reason Force Awakens did so well and the prequels was because they were both the first Star Wars in like years and years.
Yeah, of course.
And it was like,
well,
whoa, there's a new
even the
Star Wars.
prequels, Attack of the Clones did worse, and
was
Revenge
the
of the
second
Sith
one.
didn't do as good either.
But that's because everyone was like, that first one, different from the part 2 and 3 of each trilogy.
Because they hyped up
was
Phantom
the first
Menace.
one. No, it wasn't
and
just
everyone
hyped
saw
up.
Phantom Menace, and then they were like,
Yeah, but Phantom Menace, Phantom Menace wasn't hyped up. It was just, there's a new Star Wars. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, you cannot hype something up that the people are not interested in. The people, it only gets hyped up if the people are interested.
People were around the corner. Like I saw that at the Ziegfeld, the Phantom Menace when it came out, and it was like people around the block waiting to see it. I think I saw one trailer because I was a kid at the time, but I like my hype was there's a new Star Wars movie. I can't even believe it's real.
Almost like as if like once they see it, they're like the spell is over. Like,
well, that's another story. that's another issue. But the reason it made $1 billion and Force Awakens made $1 billion was Force Awakens 2 was the first Star Wars movie in a really long time.
We need to get the fourth chat. Thank you, Larry.
But they
Thank
weren't
you,
hyped up.
Paige and
They were
Joe.
just,
we need to get Voltaire's take on this about my analogy about a coach and where Star Wars should be. Star Wars should be a playoff team, and they're not. They're around.
But again, that doesn't make sense. What is a playoff team of Star Wars?
I'll explain it to you after the Super.
So if she's the coach, are you the manager, Max?
I would love to be
of the team. Okay, I want to hear.
Thank you, Fourth 1000 for your super chat.
Yeah, thank you, Fourth 1000, $5. Star Wars is not theater worthy anymore. It's down there with Andromeda, Stargate SG-1, and Cleopatra 2025.
That makes no sense.
Star Wars
that makes
stuff
no
being-
sense.
It's not what Star Wars once was to a lot of people.
The last Star
It's
Wars
diluted.
movie made $1 billion, so
And they're afraid to put it in
in
the theater since.
It's also an event thing. So, like, know how the Avengers makes more money than half the regular Marvel movies?
Well, let me answer this
No.
real quick because this is an interesting critique from Bruce, Kingdom of Nerds. Go check out Kingdom of Nerds. Feige gets a pass always. Voltaire, you know me. If Feige was having this issue with projects dropping out, besides Blade is a problem, and he hasn't had a movie in theaters, would I be calling out Feige?
Of course you would. But how can you compare Feige to Kathleen Kennedy, who hasn't put out a movie for 5 years?
Yeah, Blade, and there's another project, Inhumans. That's it. And then some other projects got reworked and are eventually getting released. Like
Inhumans.
They canceled that. They announced that. And that's the one thing people say. Well,
okay.
Why they say Feige had an announced project didn't happen too. Yeah.
Oh, they were trying to. That's right. They were trying to do like a new version of that. Yeah. Okay, I remember.
Okay. That doesn't matter if I watch sports. It's an analogy that works.
How does it work?
Star Wars should be a
Hold
playoff team. They shouldn't only be on the small screen. They should get the biggest stage.
I use sports analogies and I don't
The
watch
New England
sports.
Patriots during their heyday, every year you expected them to make a run or be relevant in the playoffs.
Star Wars
because
should be
they're the
relevant.
Patriots.
Yes.
Star Wars, because of the power of the IP, should always be have the ability to create a hit movie, which hasn't happened.
And you have the instant accessibility of the brand to prop up your project no matter what it is. With Star Wars, that should be an instant fan base. There shouldn't be all these excuses for this.
I think that
I don't think you know what the word excuses means, but go on.
She is not there. It's Star Wars. Is not where it should be. Movies and TV shows.
I think they're in a golden spot.
So what's your reasoning then that there hasn't been a movie in the theater for 5 years when they were trying to do 2 a year? That was the plan.
She made one mistake. She only made one mistake.
Is the release date?
What release date?
For Solo.
No, that wasn't a mistake.
Okay.
She made one mistake, and that mistake was listening to online chatter and thinking it represented the mainstream. Because when The Last Jedi came out, second highest grossing Star Wars movie of all time, something like 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, A- cinema score, audiences liked it, critics liked it, it made a ton of money, but some angry people online complained about it, and she took that to heart and took that seriously, which she shouldn't have. And then she reworked The Rise of Skywalker to appease the angry people online that were crying like babies.
Oh yeah,
and she made a film that nobody was satisfied with.
Yeah,
that was her
Rian,
one mistake.
Wasn't Rian Johnson supposed to do the third one?
Yeah, well, he was offered the third one, but he turned it down.
Please make sense of what I'm trying to say, Voltaire, co-host the mic drop. Now, Zeno says every football game has to be amazing or sports. That not every team is Star Wars. Like if you're having all these other, if you have all these IPs and they're different, represent different football teams. Okay, Star Wars should be always a playoff and Super Bowl team.
It's right now that Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce of whatever for an analogy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing real quick that I think what you're saying too. The one other mistake that they made was deciding not to keep making theatrical stuff after Solo, because I feel like they felt like, oh well, Solo didn't do well enough, so we're just going to do whatever their plans were. Kenobi movie, Boba Fett movie. They made those TV shows instead, and I think that. Yeah, they're still going to do the Rey movie. I think basically someone, I'm not even going to say if it's Kathleen because I don't know, but someone up there was like, well, only the official episode movies are big enough events to be in a theater, but all the side stuff, we'll put all of that on Disney Plus. And I don't think that was a smart move. And I think when you mentioned before that, like, about Gunn putting Clayface in the theater, that might be Gunn, in my opinion, being like, Disney messed up by not doing the Obi-Wan movie and the Boba Fett movie. You don't think everyone would have gone to see the Boba Fett movie?
Yeah. I just found this graphic on
people like Boba Fett that don't even like Star Wars, by the way.
For each sequel, I guess.
All right, well, we'll show this, and then we got to get Voltaire's take on this. Please,
I'm sorry
on us, Voltaire. But here, is this facts? Okay.
Yeah, so the drop off between the last movie of each trilogy.
Yes, that is. Yes, it made $1 billion, but from the first trilogy
it goes
to last,
to show
48%. That's almost 50% drop from the first in the trilogy to the last of the trilogy.
Look at that. The shittiest trilogy had the smallest drop off.
It doesn't matter, Joe. These are facts.
Yeah, but what?
No, that's important to the industry. I don't know why. I don't know why you always go like this. Doesn't matter.
It means that Star Wars has always had this drop off.
Joe, keep this chart up, CJH. This chart could explain why this. Okay, let me lay this up for Voltaire, and then you explain, Voltaire. So from the beginning of a trilogy to the end, 26% with A New Hope to Return of Jedi. And there's usually a drop in the trilogy. It's very rare for the last movie in a trilogy to outperform the beginning of it. Phantom Menace to Revenge of the Sith, 6%. So you get then Force Awakens to Rise of Skywalker, almost a 50%, 48% drop. And then you have Solo underperforming. This does not show a healthy franchise. If you have that much of a drop. Yes, they all made $1 billion.
Star Wars
there's a significant drop. If you are a business owner and you have sales, I think we're all getting stuck in the $1 billion thing in our heads. Yes, they all made $1 billion, but significantly less. Your employer, your boss is going to say, "Why was this 48% drop?"
I think it's because we're blinded by nostalgia, and we look back at Star Wars with fond memories, and we don't realize that maybe, just maybe, the general public does not care.
The general public that gave the worst Star Wars movie in recent years $1 billion doesn't care. I'm sorry, that's flat out false.
Voltaire,
there's no way that holds up in court.
This is actually a really good chart, Voltaire. If you're in charge of a business, even though they meant the $1 billion, if you have this much of a drop from your first movie to your third movie, is there an issue? Go ahead, Voltaire.
So first of all, I think that you have to try not to make $1 billion when you release a Star Wars movie. Like, it's hard not to make $1 billion because the franchise and the IP is so powerful. Now, everybody wants to say that, and I get it, Kathleen Kennedy, whatever, wants to say that she was successful. When Disney bought the franchise, there's no doubt that they've envisioned it like a version of Marvel. We're going to release 1 to 2 movies a year. Okay? And that was what their initial plans were. Those plans failed. And the fact that they haven't released a movie in this long is not just nothing. All right? There's a reason they haven't done that. It's because they've lost faith in what they've been able to produce and all the canceled projects and all that. Now, if you want to say that's nothing and she's still great, that's fine. I can't argue with you on that because that's how you feel. And if you want to believe that, it's just, to me, nonsense when there's no way they want this thing sitting on the shelf just making stuff for Disney Plus. It's just, it wasn't the intent.
And these are facts we're working with here for the. Yes, there's going to be. We understand that there's naturally going to be a drop between your first one and your third one, but almost half. That is significant. Think about if you were thinking about the Infinity War saga as a trilogy with Captain America: Civil War, and then you had Infinity War and Endgame. What if Endgame made half of what Civil War did? Or that would be serious. This is nothing. This explains everything. This chart explains everything you need to know.
You also got to think the audience has been trained to prefer superhero movies over these type of movies too.
I don't know that that's true, CJH. I mean, look at The Rise of Skywalker was not a great film. No. And it was coming off a terrible film. But it still made $1 billion.
No, it was coming off the best film in the trilogy.
Okay, so some people
coming off Last Jedi.
Right.
Yeah, who's not gonna give it a chance, even if they didn't like Last Jedi? You're not gonna see the last one. Come on.
Because of the power of the IP. The IP has tremendous power.
And that's a theater IP, like for Star Wars Episode 9. Come on. You gotta see that in the theater.
The name recognition is powerful, Degrassi.
I think more people probably like James Bond and Pokemon than Star Wars.
Yeah, but they're up there together. Those are like Star Wars. I would wager is much bigger than Star Trek. Star Trek is like hard sci-fi.
I didn't say Star Trek, but
no, I'm just saying that like Star Wars is more like the ones you mentioned than like even Star Trek.
James Bond, Batman, Spider-Man, Harry Potter.
Those are like universal IPs. They're like almost anyone could be into Star Wars the same way almost anyone could like Batman.
This right here, this chart, we'll get to you, Voltaire, again, and then Joe. I want Joe to explain how this is healthy. To explain that drop because these are facts. If this is accurate, 48%, that's significant. That tells you everything you need to know there.
Yeah, it does. Take a look at what the first one made, $2 billion. Look at what the last one made, $1 billion. Yes. There's no scenario. There is not a single person at Disney that looked at the Rise of Skywalker's numbers and was disappointed. There's not a single person at Disney who looked at that and said, "Oh, we dropped the ball." Dropping from 2 billion to 1 billion, you're making a straw man argument. You're saying 48%.
That's half.
Yeah.
It's
and
still good.
Still crazy successful.
But how is that?
We're focusing on the sequel trilogy.
Under Kathleen Kennedy,
look at the original.
Let Joe go.
The three highest grossing Star Wars movies in history. She made the 3 highest grossing Star Wars, outperformed all the originals, outperformed all the prequels. She successfully led the franchise for the first time to live action television, created several successful TV shows. Now everyone wants to go, but 48%, she went from 2 billion to 1 billion, ignoring the fact that trilogy made $4 billion and ignoring the fact that The Mandalorian came out and turned Grogu into a marketing sensation. Okay. Everybody had to get their Grogu merchandise, and ignoring the fact that there were multiple other ratings hit shows like Obi-Wan and Ahsoka and Boba Fett, which all did really, really well. And then you go,
praised.
The Acolyte got canceled. Oh, wow. One of them didn't perform. How about that?
No, Joe's right about that.
There's a drop off on The Mandalorian too, because people, once they started watching that, they're like,
"There's always a drop off."
That happened with Game of Thrones too. It happened with everything.
This is just go back. But to say that they weren't disappointed from a $2 billion to a $1 billion, Joe, I don't buy that.
Not a single person was losing.
Well, they might be disappointed.
Joe, that's nonsense. That's nonsense.
They
could be
swimming in their Scrooge McDuck money bin.
So
they could be disappointed.
$1 billion drop off is much ado about nothing. In other words, right?
Yeah, but Voltaire, they could be disappointed, and it can still be a success for them. That's the range of they can be like, you know what, it worked out okay, but we're not too happy with it.
I mean, like that's a $1 billion drop off. Like, think about that. Like that's
but they're still making money based on the budget. What was the budget?
And even the things she's behind that failed. You can't say the failure is her fault, because if you take a look at Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is a film that got a positive rating in the critics score, a positive audience score, a positive
Money matters.
cinema score, and nobody went to see it. So they delivered a good product. They delivered a good product because the people liked the product, but the people did not go see the product.
You guys are focusing
Joe, the reason
on the last...
you're giving is why Hollywood is not where it once was.
Max, you're not making any sense. What more can a person do? You want her to go and put a gun to people's heads and say, go buy a ticket?
No.
Well, that's what you're saying.
Quality will get
that's
them
what
to
you're
do
saying.
that.
No, because the quality's there and the people don't go. If there's one thing if there's one thing we've established a million times on these streams, it's that quality and box office never, ever, ever have had any impact on one another.
I don't know.
That's the truth.
Never have.
That's the truth.
That's what
Citizen Kane failed at the box office. The Wizard of Oz failed at the box office. It's a Wonderful Life failed at the box office. Tron, Big Lebowski, Blade Runner. I could go on and on and on. These films found an audience after the fact. Quality does not necessarily bring people to the theater. And if people don't go to the theater, and if people don't see the things, then they don't know if it's quality or not. Because how would you know if it's quality if you haven't seen it? So if they deliver a quality product, but the people don't go, she cannot. That is, and God bless Heath Holland from Serial at Midnight. He and I have had this discussion, and you don't like to hear this, Max, but it's the truth.
I don't care.
You gotta blame the fans, because it's the fans who didn't buy a ticket. You gave them quality, and they didn't show up.
That's
a mistake. I think it's a mistake as someone that delivers a product to a consumer to start blaming people for not buying it.
Definitely.
That's a mistake.
Well, no. You mean? No, it's not. But it's not blaming the people. No,
there are rare instances where a really quality movie does not get box office.
I could go in the
but
kitchen.
You're talking about IP films. IP films, you have a built-in marketing just by the name of Star Wars.
I could go in the kitchen and cook up a delicious lasagna and put it on the table. I can't make you go eat the lasagna.
But you guys are focusing on the sequel trilogy in this chart. Like, look at the drop off at the original trilogy too. Like,
26%.
Yeah, people just don't care.
Yeah, but some people listen. Wait, are you talking about the original?
The rare one is the Phantom Menace to Rise of, or I'm sorry, Revenge of the Sith, and that's probably because it was him turning into Vader again. That's why there was such a small drop off. The normal drop off is like 20, 26, 30% at the most.
But it's true. It's true that the quality doesn't correlate with the turnout, because even in relation to the context of what both of you were just saying, the one is even the original trilogy. Less people saw the second and third. Well, most people like the second and third. Most people like Empire and Return of the Jedi more than A New Hope. And
I mean, right? There's a reason why George sold the thing, because he wanted Star Wars to be bigger than him.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Well, that's
a lot of money to spend.
And Star Wars, he knew that Star Wars was an
I would like to respond to Joe. I think he has a point there when you're not talking about IP projects, that it doesn't, that there's movies out there. But when you have a built-in easy layup as having Star Wars announced to your project and you still can't deliver, then there's issues.
But do you mean deliver?
When did they deliver?
No, but do you mean deliver in quality or deliver in turnout?
Both. This is not
like
Rise of Skywalker. I don't care how the way you spend $1 billion at the end of the trilogy, when you also have Harrison Ford coming back, that underperformed where it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I do the direct comparison.
Why did it underperform? Why did it underperform? It wasn't very good.
Both in reception.
It wasn't very good.
Money.
Did you see it? It wasn't a very good movie.
Based on where it.
Yeah, but I still saw it. I saw it. Whether it was good or not.
Also should have expanded the universe instead of just closing it off and underperforming and not having a movie.
The weakest film didn't perform as well as the two that were much better films. Of course not.
Well, also, I think I think Indiana Jones is a good example too, because the way you're saying it's a built-in IP, Indiana Jones, it shouldn't even have mattered about how good number 5 was. Everyone should have gone to see it. The fact that they didn't is because of the sign of the time.
So I agree with
times are different,
but that when you're talking about an IP project, there shouldn't be an excuse for that.
No, but Indiana Jones is a huge IP.
Yeah,
and not everyone went.
Performed like that either.
Okay,
but it underperformed because of the times, because of the way things are now. People are going, "Well, it doesn't mean it's bad."
Explain to me then, Max.
It might be bad too, by the way.
She have done, okay, you're saying that she's responsible because Indiana Jones is a huge IP and no one went to see it, so she's responsible. Tell me how. What does she do different? What does she do different that brings people into the Indiana Jones movie?
I don't know what the answer was. I honestly, to be fair, I love Harrison Ford. I think it should have been a thing like a James Bond where someone else plays Indiana Jones. More so than Han.
but don't you think that if somebody, let's say I love Indiana Jones, right? Which I do.
Okay.
Someone told me
I got to get to the super chat. Fourth is getting upset. Fourth $1,005. Star Wars is so huge, but this drop off is nothing to scoff at. It shows God's finger can be cut. The armor dented, so studios have backed off. Interesting point.
Yes, God's finger could be cut. $1 billion.
You want to know what would have made that Indiana Jones better?
Can you highlight my comments?
If got to stop interrupting Voltaire, CJ. Yeah. Go ahead.
So you know what would have made that? This is a hot mic take. If Chris Pratt was Indiana Jones, that movie would have been done much better. More people would have gone to see it.
Yes,
would have had a wider appeal, and it would have done much better.
Wait.
I gotta get this straight. I actually don't think it was Joe. I'm actually not blaming Kathy for Indiana Jones. I'm blaming Harrison. It should have been a project. He wanted it to just be his. It probably should have been a handoff project.
So when I ask you the question, what did Kathleen Kennedy do wrong with Indiana Jones? Your answer is bringing Harrison Ford back?
Yes.
Yeah.
At this point, yes.
No.
Because the type of character is jumping around, whipping. Yes.
Kids, the mass audience. I don't care. I like
listen, I'll give you this. Here, I'm going to blow myself up here. I love Harrison Ford. I can't wait to see him in a movie like Captain America, where CGI takes over his action abilities, and he doesn't have to do it himself. Because saying he still got it is saying like Joe Biden still should be president.
No, but you still want to go see it, though.
Saying he's still jumping around, whipping things, and being
but isn't that
and going into is like saying, oh no, he's still
even if that's true.
He's still sharp as Indiana Jones. It's like saying Joe Biden should have been the candidate.
No, but Max, that could be true. That could be true, and you still want to go see it.
So
right? Like if someone told me.
You remember Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, but the 23-year-old kid on a date with his 22-year-old girlfriend, they ain't going to see a 70-plus-year-old man in an action movie.
I get.
That was the genius of Dial of Destiny. That's what made Dial of Destiny so good. It wasn't that they got 80-year-old Indiana Jones and tried to pretend he was 40. It was a movie.
They did the same thing with Indiana Jones as they did with Joe Biden. That's
God.
Yes.
Oh man, Indiana Jones is Joe Biden.
They made a movie about an aging Indiana Jones. They made a movie about this guy later in his life.
Does anyone really want to see that though?
No.
Well, that was the story they told, and it was great.
And you know what's doing really good is the Indiana Jones video game, because it uses Harrison Ford's likeness and it's a story, and you don't have to think about him tripping or something.
Do you know what's better than the Indiana Jones video game?
What?
You would know if you checked out the good news.
You don't want to think of your hero as something that might be a foil for him as a step. You know,
you would know what was better than the Indiana Jones video game if you checked out the good news of Blue Sky that I tagged you in.
I'm gonna get on Blue Sky.
The hell is Blue Sky?
The good news of Blue Sky. Here you go. This is what's better than the Indiana Jones video game. The Indiana Jones and the Great Circle menu at IHOP.
Oh, I saw it today, Joe.
Yeah.
How do you
I was like, wait a minute.
Joe, you absconded a menu from your local
menu,
IHOP?
Joe?
Oh my God, you stole that.
They give it to you. They give it to you if you ask.
They gave you that laminated menu?
Because you know what happens. You know what happens to these when the promotion's over? They throw them in the trash. They have a ton of them, and they get thrown out after the promotion. So
That doesn't
I'm getting one.
You're right, Forth.
I'm getting one. I saw it today. I was like, what is this?
Diabetes cakes.
So did you get
Pretty
a
cool.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one when they had those?
No, but I have the solo menu from Denny's over on the bar.
Yeah, so look, Ghost
that's
Bumble.
awesome.
This is
That's
not
gonna be worth money.
This is not hyperbolic. I was worried that Indiana Jones was going to pull out a hip every time he went for his whip. Yes. That's naturally. Listen, aging is natural. You know, do you really want to see an 80-year-old James Bond? Is there a reason? Is there a reason why they keep recasting James Bond? Voltaire, do you want to see an 80-year-old
Listen,
James
when I was
Bond
a kid,
hitting on 20-year-old and 30-year-old women?
Yeah, when I was a kid and I watched the original Star Wars, I thought Obi-Wan was so lame because he looked like an old man to me. I'm like, what the heck is this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at this old man. Who cares what he's saying?
That's how I felt as a kid, and that's how kids would feel now in action movies.
No.
When I watched Indiana Jones as a kid, I thought he was so cool and tough. He was the best. Now he looks like the current president.
No to Chubby Teddy. I did not jack off.
Thank you for clarifying that, Joe.
He said Jack.
That's the mic drop right there, baby.
All right,
I don't know those. Wait a second. Let me look at that French toast.
Oh my God!
Died when he doing what he loves.
I might. Let me look at that French
toast. All right,
again.
now that you mention it, these cookie butter fries are pretty sexy. So
yes,
if you need me, I'll be in.
Speaking of good ideas,
what's the one to the left of it? That might get me there.
Which one?
It's like a Great Circle fudge. Oh no, Great Circle! I just realized.
Why are people saying "rip MD"? This is hilarious.
Oh no, Great Circle is dirty.
How are they spinning that Indiana Jones? It's just eggs and sausage on the left there. What is this?
Well, let me see.
That's what he eats every day, Max.
That is the Great
every day.
The Great Circle of Cinnamon.
Okay.
Is that what that is really called?
Yeah, it's called the Great Circle of Cinnamon. This treasure trove is layered with rich cinnamon spread and drizzled with sweet cream cheese icing that will make you feel like you've uncovered an ancient culinary secret.
Oh, that is so great.
2 years ago, I was talking about geeks and gamers every day. So.
Oh, I need to get one of these. That's amazing.
All right.
Well, I'll just say real quick. You know what they should have done? They should have done what Dexter's doing, which is have basically do a new version of the Indiana Jones Chronicles TV series with Chris Pratt, and then have the movie with Harrison Ford. Maybe like switching between times. So you see Chris Pratt and Harrison Ford, flipping back and forth.
And that
would have been great because then you tie them together.
Yeah. The ladies would have loved it. Max, I put a video in the private chat. Can you just play it real quick? I think it's important to what we're talking about right now.
Anthony says that MME 2 years ago wasn't such a sausage fest, but guess what? You can get sausage with the Indiana Jones menu. So there you go. If you like sausage.
Voltaire,
I put a YouTube video in the private chat.
Okay.
Trust me, it's relevant to the topics we're talking about. I think the people need to see it.
All right.
And I think it'll make
this
things
is
very
it?
clear. Yeah, this is the one.
Oh, yeah, this is sexy.
All right, let me thumbs this up. Thumbs up the video, everyone.
All right, ready to go? What's your name? Joe. Joe, so nice. Look at this. I guess you're a big fan of this movie. Yes. Back to the Back to the Future, yes? Yeah, good movie. I'm sure you can't wait to get back to the food court, too. You see, because of the stomach, which indicates you like food. Yes, I do. Oh, my goodness. Back to the Future, yes. I hope you didn't. I hope you still have your acid reflux capacitor. You see, because people who eat food tend to have acid reflux. And he apparently is a food eater. You see, we're having so much fun. Oh my God. All right. I can't believe I'm not paying for this and you're overpaying for it. What are you paying for? What are you paying me to do?
That was amazing.
Now, Joe, what did you pay Triumph the Insult Comic Dog to roast?
Oh no, I don't want to talk
DCU
about.
Podcast is brought to you by the Perfect Gene.
What the hell?
The air's
What is
frosty,
this?
my schedule's packed, and my fridge is stuffed, which means one thing: 'tis the
What are you
season for
watching?
the Perfect
It
Gene.
auto
Stretchy enough
played
for
an
second or
Amico
even
video
third
from
helpings,
at
soft
the
enough
NES
to go
bug.
full couch potato, and stylish enough to wear to every holiday gathering.
Well,
The
stop with
Perfect
the
Jeans are,
bullshit.
well,
We're not getting paid
perfect
by
for all your winter.
Why are we still watching it? You kept it off.
I kind of want to watch that. Okay. Larry's back. All right.
Joe, what did you pay Triumph? It's Robert Smigel for that.
God, that was over a year ago. I don't even remember what I paid him at this.
The acid reflux capacitor was
That
amazing.
was a great
timing.
joke.
That was amazing.
I'll tell you though, you showed the old version. I actually always recommend this one that I'm putting in the private chat because in the time that was my camera, that was taken with my camera. But in the time since then, Robert Smigel released that to his YouTube channel.
Oh, did he really?
So I got the one his cameraman was shooting, which is the front view, so you could actually see Triumph from the front.
Oh yeah, that's the one I saw.
Yeah, I even went back and
amazing.
I went back and re-edited my original video to incorporate his video because it was so much better than mine.
It's so incredible.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me see if do we have any voicemails? Come on, everyone.
Well, I think there might be a couple of voicemails I was looking in earlier.
Okay, let me see. Google voicemail.
At least a couple. I mean, I hope there's some more than just a couple, but yeah, I know there's a couple at least.
All right, let me check. All right. Get those voicemails in there because we're going to look at good news of Twitter and then do some voicemails and then see how else we want to what else we want to do with this crazy stream tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting stream tonight. Talking about aliens and all right, hold on. Let me bring up the good news of Twitter. This is all talk about Barbie. We're not going to do a sequel. Barbie
Really?
sequel in early stages as Greta Gerwig settles on story idea via the Hollywood Reporter. There was no chance they were not going to do a sequel to Barbie.
Of course
that
not.
phenomenon.
Yeah.
This was a play to get to. This is what people like to do in the industry to get more money, which they both deserve. Greta and Margot. I think this was Margot's idea. Everyone kind of laughed at the idea, including myself. I will accept an L for the original Barbie movie. I'm like, okay. Did you ever foresee it being the phenomenon it was, Voltaire?
No, not to this level. No, absolutely.
I wasn't even going to see it. I think someone paid me a super chat to go see it. Maybe it was Bruce. Oh, those were good.
I thought it was going to be like a $500 million movie, maybe. Like I knew it would be good, like popular, but I had not the phenom that it would turn into.
Listen, no one wants that to recast Max with Zeno. Oh my God, the channel
Welcome
would get
back,
canceled.
Zeno. I haven't seen you here in a while.
Yeah.
Even though you want to drop Max, I still think it was still welcome.
Yeah. So per two sources, Oscar-nominated writers Greta Gerwig and Bob Bach have an idea for the sequel to $1.4 billion blockbuster Barbie. Should they make it? Well, the idea they definitely should make it. Is it going to have the success? I think part of it, the appeal, I don't think it's going to be like a Joker 2 situation, be that big of a drop-off.
Oh my God, no.
No, but I don't think it's going to be the phenomenon that it was for the first one, because part of the energy around the environment of the release of the first one was like people didn't know what to expect. Now you know the vibe of the movie, and honestly, I think the go-to thing here would be a Ken movie and not Barbie. I think doing Barbie 2 would be a mistake.
No.
Not mistake, but not a mistake. I don't want to go on the record of saying that. But I don't think would be the success it would be for it, because
it's impossible.
Like it or not,
they captured lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that again.
Yeah,
but they're not going to do Joker 2. Like Joker 2, Todd Phillips.
But I think they could potentially get there with really just the Ken perspective. Really leaning into that would be something interesting.
They'd never do that, Max.
No. And yes, first Greta is doing Narnia for Netflix.
I hear she's still trying to get out of that.
I heard it's getting ready to start filming.
Oh,
I hope she does, because I want to see what she does. She might be very prolific in this idea, but I don't know. I haven't checked a lot of Greta Gerwig's back catalog. I don't know where her projects are. So I don't know how people praise her, and I think she deserves that. But sometimes it doesn't translate to every project. I don't know how she's going to do in Narnia. I just want to see Narnia back, though. What were you saying, Voltaire?
I said, what a lot of pressure making a follow-up to this project. My God.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts on this, Joe?
I wouldn't do it if I were Greta. I think it's a mistake. I think it's not a mistake for Warner Brothers. For Warner Brothers, you'd be foolish not to make a sequel to your billion-dollar movie. But I don't know how you do a sequel to Barbie. Like,
to be fair, no one really knew how you were going to do Barbie to begin with.
Fair.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe she'll surprise us, but I think Greta Gerwig's setting herself up for failure with this, because, of course, Warner Brothers wants it. It's a billion-dollar movie. Yes, they want it. I don't blame them for wanting it. But Greta Gerwig has more to lose there, I think, because look at Patty Jenkins. She made Wonder Woman. Everybody loved it. Then she made the second one, and suddenly you heard people going like, oh, Patty Jenkins sucks. And it's like, dude, she made the first one that you liked. You didn't like the second one. Okay, she made the first one too. So it's like people are unforgiving, especially people don't like to hear it. People get angry when you say it, but it's true. Women in Hollywood have it harder. And, if she drops the ball on this, the next big project may not be as close behind, because that's the way Hollywood is. I point again to Patty Jenkins. You don't want to go like
Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just not. She's not going to make. It's not going to make $1 billion again. All right.
Just it could, but I would be shocked.
Joker 2 wasn't going to make Joker 2. Joker is arguably a much bigger IP project than Barbie is, quite honestly. But they tried to tank that movie. I'm convinced of it. There's just no way that they.
And they made a great movie. Joker 2 was great, and people didn't go see it. So,
Larry, are you still there? Did you want to comment on Barbie? What are your thoughts on this? They obviously are going to want to do it because of the money.
I mean,
do you think it's a good idea for Greta, for Margot? Do you think they should do this?
I think if they have a concept in mind, like some kind of an idea that would be interesting, then it is.
You have
worth
to have
doing.
an angle. You have to have a strong angle to go into it, because
I mean, like you said, the first one, we didn't think that was going to be like interesting or really good, but it actually was really good, I think. And I think of course, the studio wants it, and it's like Greta should do it if they have a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how that movie made $1.4 billion. I mean, it was nice, but she did the fish out of water thing, and she was innocent and all that. Mm-hmm. And I still don't get how it was so popular. I mean, it was a fine movie, but to make $1.4 billion, like, that's lightning in a bottle.
It was probably also the reason. Part of the success wasn't it one of the first like big premiere movies during the pandemic?
Interesting.
Did this come out pre-pandemic or during pandemic?
Post.
Post. Well, what are you talking about? Way post.
Yeah.
It came out with Oppenheimer, which was like last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it's like
when people are ready to go back in the theaters is something fresh and new.
It's still but to be fair, like 23 is still newly back to the theaters.
Yeah.
So it is like what it was. Nice. If you count like 22, 23 is the beginning of theaters again after like a year or two break, pretty much. It was like, oh wow, there's a theater movie that everyone says is good, and guess what? It's also Barbie. So if you combine the IP that everyone knows what it is, and a lot of people, parents taking their kids because the parents grew up with Barbie. So like, I'm going to take my kid to Barbie. The kid heard about it. It's like, oh yeah, it's Barbie. The kid isn't like, I don't know what that is. Like, maybe I'll take them, maybe no. It's like, no, that's Barbie. I'm taking them. So it makes sense, and it ended up being good. So then word of mouth spread about like the production quality of it, But yeah, it was like a lightning in a bottle. I think it's the combination of the production, the actual production, and the brand.
Here's a behind the scenes of Sonic 3. Idris Elba really getting into character as Knuckles. I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know.
That's
AI. It looks true. That's AI? Okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Idris Elba's awesome.
Ooh, Virtual Fighter's back. There was a lot of good stuff to get. Voltaire, you thinking about getting a PS5, please?
I'm still considering it.
Oh my god. It's a better buy than the Cybertruck.
I'm not getting the Cybertruck. It won't fit in my garage.
It won't fit in your garage. Okay. Here's limited run games. It's the 5th World Fighting Tournament. Our Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown Collection is available to pre-order. I'm not going there. I used to have a limited run problem. I actually don't like the way it looks like a Saturn, but it looks like a generic Saturn case. The PS4 is a physical copy. It's got the statue. The statue's kind of cool because it has like a 3D model Akira and then a more recent one right beside each other. That's cool.
That's a great little statue. What are you talking about?
No, I said that's the thing I like about it. The art book of soundtrack looks like a Sega Saturn case.
I love Sega.
Yeah.
Virtual Fighter 2 was my favorite.
That
in the arcade.
A Virtual Fighter 2 for sure.
Amazing.
Let me see what else is here.
Yeah, what is this?
So,
who is that?
Pre-MCU, Joe, do you know about this Captain America 1990 movie? Albert Pyun's original cut of the 1990s Captain America film has been found. Pyun's wife is said to be trying to get the director's cut officially released of Captain America, the Pyun cut.
What was this movie? I have no idea what this movie was. I mean, I would have seen a Captain America movie in the 90s.
It wasn't.
Wasn't there one?
Albert Pyun. Okay.
Yeah. What was it? This?
I don't know if it was this, but I feel like
no
in the
idea
old
what
days,
this is. Was this a movie that was released?
It wasn't like a super wide release back then. Marvel was struggling.
but I feel like I remember a live action.
Information on this film, please. I have no recollection of it.
It went straight to video.
Yeah, I must have seen it at my video store or the rental place.
He does have the look. I remember.
I feel like I saw it as a kid, and it's not great because I don't remember it.
Not, I'm because I got to be consistent. If there's a cut and someone wants it out, go right ahead.
Yeah, put it out. I'd watch it.
I'd probably appreciate it more at this
Italian
age
Red
too.
Skull. Hey, Jade.
Italian Red Skull. That's weird. He's supposed to be German.
Yeah, I would.
So, do you
I
support
would watch it now.
Albert Pyun's original cut of the 1990s Captain America film to be released? Sure. I want to see it. Am I going to pay for it? Not necessarily.
Strong opinions, Max.
Yeah. This is your favorite one, Larry. Virtual Fighter 2 gets a limited run release.
Whoa. And this is on
Xbox. They probably have I think only the Virtual Fighter 2 one's only for Xbox because it's still backwards compatible. They don't have that on PS4. Do you have an Xbox or PS5?
I have a PS4.
PS4. Okay.
But I'm gonna get a PS5 at some point. But I think I'm waiting for maybe for.
Oh, this is an interesting topic. We'll see what now. Trent Reznor, I said Reznor, and Atticus Ross prefer movie soundtracks because the culture of the music world sucks.
Hey now.
Now what they're in Tron. And what other movie did they just announce that they're part of?
Trent Reznor's done several soundtracks, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's another one that I just was watching.
They made a bunch together.
Or was it a video game?
What was that? Girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh, they did Ninja Turtles, Max.
No, there's something that just within the last week or two, they're also in the soundtrack.
I'm not sure.
Okay, but that's interesting.
I think
Trent
that's funny.
Reznor is he prefers. I didn't mean to say Reznor. Trent Reznor. I had all the Nine Inch Nails albums back in the day. Intergalactic. Yeah, it is a video game. That's what it is. Thank you, Degrassi.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was just from the Video Game Awards. The new Naughty Dog video game has Trent Reznor.
I
almost said Reznor again. Trent Reznor doing the soundtrack for a major AAA PS5, probably PS5 Pro benefited game.
That's awesome.
That game looked great. They are going all it's woke for that too. It's so ridiculous about everything.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Tron 3 and Intergalactic. Yes.
Trent Reznor colors his hair, right? He's got to have gray hair at this point.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dye hair. Is that what you're saying? Dye hair.
Yeah, he's got to be in his 60s now, right?
Yeah, I think so. What was the soundtrack they did like way back in the day? The video game soundtrack that Trent Reznor did.
Was it Unreal or Quake or something? I think Quake 2.
It was like super old. Like
I think it was Quake 2.
Yeah, so I don't know what the point of this statement is. He's been making movie soundtracks for over a decade at this point.
Oh yeah, since Social Network.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like he might.
This is what he does now. He's made more money doing movie soundtracks than he did it with Nails.
Oh, I'm sure it's much more of a comfortable gig and less to deal with because you're just dealing with the director. Yeah,
he had a good career in the music world. He made plenty of money back when albums used to make people money.
Oh yeah, and he's not abandoning it. He's just learned to take big breaks from it. I remember
Challengers, The Social Network, Mank, Queer, and more.
Yeah, he did all the David Fincher stuff. Yeah, but
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, right? I remember he did. That was a good soundtrack too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay, this is where I want to see
Lynch stuff too.
He went on to say that he and his partner had found themselves disillusioned with the music world. The culture of the music world sucks. That's another conversation. But what technology has done to disrupt the music business in terms of not only how people listen to music, but the value they place on it is defeating.
I don't make money off of my CDs like I used to back in the 90s.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that as an old man yelling at the clouds.
Yeah, you kind
but as a music lover who grew up where music was the main thing, music now feels largely relegated to something that happened in the background or while you're doing something else. That's a long, bitter story. This is how I feel, to get maybe Joe back in the conversation. This is how I feel that movies are. Other like print media, music, they were super focused before the age of before social media and the internet. And now they're still around, but they're not like once they want. Remember the 90s, early 2000s, you had so many music videos and bands and albums. There's still stuff to find, but it's not like what it was.
It's definitely different.
Although hip hop and rap they're doing some really banger stuff there with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem and LL Cool J's new tracks. And I haven't been into rap in the past, but their new stuff sounds really good.
Because they're really good. They've been around long enough that they know what they're doing.
Their new tracks are like, wow, this feels fresh, exciting, and like a throwback too.
That's cool. I haven't heard it.
Yeah. Okay, that's all. I'll bring that.
Yeah,
up.
no, Trent is. I do think I will say I think it's awesome that Tron Ares is going to be Nine Inch Nails, not just Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross.
Oh, it says 9 Inch. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's a differentiation there. It says 9 Inch Nails. Yeah,
I love that because they Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, like you could say, like, yeah, they are 9 Inch Nails. It's he is 9 Inch Nails in a way, and Atticus is in 9 Inch Nails now. But there's definitely a difference because some of their scores are stuff that Nine Inch Nails would never do. A lot of it is stuff that could pass as Nine Inch Nails. But when they say the Tron soundtrack is going to be Nine Inch Nails, they mean like a Nine Inch Nails album that happens to be Tron. Because they're trying to be like the way Daft Punk did the other one. Because remember, it's Disney, right?
Yeah.
And like Trent already made a Pixar movie. So he was probably like, hey, I'll do it, but as Nine Inch Nails if you want. Which is awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be honest though, it is hearing all this soundtrack is wanting me to just hear a whole just Nine Inch Nails project again though. But he kind of retired and came back a bunch of times. I don't know.
That's the thing. I was gonna say he like did a final tour like years and years ago, and it was like, this is it. I'm not gonna do Nine Inch Nails anymore. And then like, yeah, a few years later, he totally came back to it. I think he learned to take breaks, to not do it all the time, because there are things that he doesn't like about it, and the new version of the industry. But I also read recently something about how, and this wasn't about Tron, by the way, but I read recently that they do have new Nine Inch Nails in the works that I think they said was inspired by some of the ideas that they've been getting when they've been doing scores.
Cool.
So he's still, but I'm sure he did say that. I get that him saying that.
Voltaire, that's awesome, Larry.
Yeah.
Voltaire, does this sound
That's
like
what I
a
heard.
good way to spend Christmas? Beyonce and Mariah Carey will both perform at NFL's Christmas Day game.
Yay. All right, great.
Okay.
What? Sure, why
Together?
not? I mean, that's going to get some eyeballs on the games. Sure.
That's going to get involved in the game.
This is an AI image. I thought this was real. Now there's readers added context. I thought this was Lady Gaga.
God bless community notes, everybody.
First
Wait a
look
minute.
at Wednesday.
Did Voltaire just say that'll make me get my balls on the game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joe,
so
do you still have the popcorn from the movie?
Joe, that's not. It's Christmas, please.
I thought I didn't know this one was an AI. So this is not Lady Gaga for Wednesday season 2. Is she in Wednesday season 2?
Yes, that's what I
Keep my balls off the game.
All right. So this is AI. Darn it. She looks great though.
It looks real.
Yeah.
Good for community notes. I love that.
Astrobot Funko Pop for pre-order. It got Game of the Year. Great game for PS5.
Max, are you ordering? Are you getting back into the Funko Pop business?
I kind of want this one, but no, I'm not. I usually just I accept Funko Pops from my friends, but I don't actively collect them anymore. I'd rather get VHS tapes, although they would probably be worth more.
I have a couple Funko Pops sitting right next to me. I have gay R2D2 and gay BB-8 sitting next to me.
I don't think they're called gay. They're
who and who?
I believe they're called Pride. Yeah.
I don't think they have sexuality.
What?
Well, and honestly,
oh, wow, those are Pride ones. Okay.
Yeah, let's be real.
That doesn't look like
C-3PO was always.
It's like rainbow color. Oh, that's cool.
C-3PO was always the Pride
how is it
robot.
R2D2? It doesn't even look like him.
Yeah, it's R2.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can't really see the top, but yeah, the top of the dome, but I can see it. It's him.
C-3PO was always the Pride robot.
Did you see my Pride BB-8?
Like, yeah.
Hang on, I'm reaching over for them.
Pretty cool.
Of course, stuff's falling in.
Do you have a Pride Ernie and Bert?
No.
They're already
I like
Pride.
R2 better. Where's the C-3PO?
I don't have a C-3PO. I got Ghostface.
Pride version?
Oh, that's cool.
No, it's not Pride Ghostface.
Is that BB-8? Oh, whoa.
All right. Well, let's take a break from Good News of Twitter because
Ghostface is cool.
We're losing some viewers, and I want to
now
make sure we give
time for the good news of Blue Sky.
No, I haven't done that yet.
Well, you gotta get over there. There's stuff waiting for you.
It's not as exciting yet.
It's hashtag.
But we got to bring up our voicemail. I don't want people to leave before we do voicemails.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the East Coast.
I lost my popcorn. There it is.
How long do you want to go, Voltaire?
No, I want voicemails.
Yeah.
These are lifeblood of this show. We should have done this a little bit earlier, I think. Though,
I'm sorry.
I don't produce a show.
We love Joe's got the popcorn ready. All right, let me bring this. All right. We have some voicemails. You could still get one in if you want to hurry up there. All right. Let me see. Let me see here. All right, here we go.
Oh boy, Mr. Max. I thought I'd join along in the fun and watch the Terrifier with you. Oh golly gee, that was a bad decision.
Oh boy.
I thought it's just going to be a clown movie.
No,
How bad can
not
it
for
be?
kids.
I like clowns. But
Is
then
this
he started
Scooter?
cutting people up and hurting people. Why? Why are you making me watch that, Mr. Max?
It's fourth.
I don't think that film
I
was
did
even
not tell-
PG-13.
Let me
I
correct
thought it
this.
was just going to be kind of spooky with a friendship lesson or something like that. Golly
No.
gee, Mr. Max, I've had a hard time sleeping.
Not my hashtag.
Bye.
Not my fault. That's fourth's problem.
Poor
I
Scooter
did not
Crunch.
tell. I did not tell underage viewers to watch Terrifier. And Scooter's mom. I was with you last week, and I don't know why. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
why you let little Scooter watch that. You know.
Poor Scooter.
Scooter is destroyed from the Terrifier franchise. All right, here we go. Here. Let me read. Let me do this one here.
Oh, hi, this is Steve from Paramus, New Jersey. I was watching the show.
Steve,
you guys just like embarrassed yourselves.
Embarrassed
Crazy
ourselves.
Joe. He's dead right. You know, the
Joe's
you
right.
can't call $1 billion film a failure. You guys are really just making fools of yourselves. And
Steve,
that's all right. I laughed. I laughed at you guys and your dummy takes. But
Merry Christmas,
keep
Steve.
that
from
crazy Joe
Paramus.
around. That's a good guy. I like that Larry too. That Larry, he knows.
Larry and Joe.
He knows his
Okay.
shit. All right.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, these drones we got flying overhead are crazy. All right, Steve from Paramus. Talk to you later. Bye.
Stay safe, Steve, with all those drones flying around, and I don't know. You must believe in fairy tales if you think my take was bad and Joe's was right. So
Welcome, new caller Steve. We love you.
yes,
Shout
thanks,
out to Steve. Hell yeah.
Okay. Oh, great. I can't get around this. Anytime I do a hot take on Kathy, anytime I drop truth mic drop bombs on Kathy, this happens here.
Hello, Maximilian. This is Kathleen. Sally Smith from
Sally Smith.
Nebraska or some crap.
Or some
Anyway, just 1 second. I'm in Nordstrom's. Hello.
She's
I've
so
been
busy
waiting here
making
for
billion-dollar
15 seconds
movies
without
that
help.
he's.
I don't wait. I spend a lot of money in here, and I expect to be treated like a priority. You know who I am. Anyway, Max, everybody wants to know what the Queen of Hollywood, Kathleen Kennedy, has been up to.
Not
She's
much.
been awfully quiet, hasn't she?
Yes.
Well, nothing. She's only being honored by the American Society of Cinematographers for her extraordinary career,
Greatest
which has
hits
captivated audiences
era of
and
her
made her a
career.
trailblazer in the film industry.
Focusing on
Their
her past,
words,
'cause she's got
not
nothing to offer
mine,
now.
man, babies.
Yeah.
And what about her contract? Doesn't it expire at the end of the year? Well, man, babies, you won't get to say ding dong, the witch is dead, because her agents are negotiating a long and meaty contract
Oh my
extension
God!
as
I
we
hope not.
speak. So celebrate the recent election while you shove KFC,
What?
Mountain Dew, and gummy bears down your fat, lazy throats. We're not going anywhere.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
Sally Smith is not going anywhere, and
Damn.
please, wow. I hope not.
Sally's right.
No, Sally's not right, Joe.
No, she's 100% right.
What about
No.
the KFC comment,
Sally's-
Joe? KFC and Mountain Dew.
What
I
about
love both of those things.
I mean, Popeyes is better, but still.
Thank you, mic drop callers, whoever you may be. Sally, Scooter, what was that? Peter. I don't
Steve
like that.
from Paramus, New Jersey.
Steve. I don't like Steve.
What?
I don't know about Steve saying I was wrong on my take. I don't know. All right.
Steve and
Thank you
Steve
for
and
calling,
Sally
Steve.
seemed like they were right on the money.
Yeah, Steve sounded pretty smart to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
No,
All
you're
right.
like Larry.
Give him a chance.
They like Larry and Joe. Okay. All right, let me bring this
We
back.
know what we're
to you.
talking.
You could still get them in. We're going to be ending soonish, but we got to check out Twitter again. Not Blue Sky yet.
Before you go back to Twitter, can I show you something?
Sure.
I went into my spam folder the other day.
Oh no!
And
Don't do that. That's dangerous.
I found a piece of spam that is addressed to me.
Uh-oh.
It may be the greatest email I've ever received. This is so ridiculous. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Is it one of those ones we caught you on cam doing stuff behind that, whatever?
I'm your neighbor, donkey screaming.
What?
Hello, Joe Fiore 1976. I am your neighbor and would like to tell you that you bother me every day with a pool headache, and you screams like a donkey.
I am tired.
What?
To hear you. Wow.
To hear you every day. Stop F you, Joe. What did you do to your neighbor?
I don't know. I mean, I do every once in a while go out on my back deck and start going, hee-haw! But I didn't get bothered anyone.
Apparently it does.
Couldn't be because of that.
What's your pool headache? What does that mean? Do you go into
I
your
don't
above ground pool? You go into and yell at people?
What is a pool headache?
Is this not a phenomenal spam email?
I'm very
incredible.
confused. Like I think AI would come up with a better email than
Like
this. I'm like someone must have actually sent this.
Like, I want to mark this as not spam and encourage this person to email me every day because this is gold.
Did it have like a link in it to some, fake
No,
thing? Or?
this is it. This is the whole email. There's no
That's the
link.
whole
There's
email.
This is it?
Why do things like this exist?
I don't know.
understand.
Like, what are they trying to gain? Like, they're it's not like you're trying to trick me into clicking something. There's nothing to click.
Right.
Maybe
They're not
he's just a
asking for your
fan.
social security number or anything,
He screams
Just
like
giving
a
you the
donkey.
finger and the angry faces.
What if it's just a fan?
It might just be a fan, a neighbor. Could be a legitimate neighbor, Joe.
No,
Well, that would be crazy. If you have a neighbor who talks like that, it might just, I don't know. Maybe.
I thought this thumbnail, I
You
did an
never know.
annoying face from my thumbnail. No one clicked on it.
Jeez.
I thought that was going to really ramp up the views.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Max.
Ella Purnell, the voice of Jinx and Arcane, is at the Game Awards, and they didn't let her speak.
Oh,
They
wait a
didn't- she was
minute.
just there.
Wait, the voice of what? The voice of what?
Jinx and Arcane.
How dare they? How dare they? The most important thing she's the voice of, and they skip right over it. She's the voice of Gwen on Star Trek Prodigy.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's that mainstream Star Trek you keep talking about.
Yep. There
Oh,
it
look
is.
at here. Zack Snyder and Gerard Butler, 2006 to 2004.
Nice.
Unbiased Snyder fan. I don't think they exist. That's their username. But that's great. That's
What, are they
great.
making another 300 movie?
I think they are. Does this picture exist because they're discussing the 300 series for Warner Brothers?
He's dead, though, Leonidas.
Is it a prequel type thing and the aging? I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is this just to meet up, or is this has something to do with the Warner Brothers 300 series? I think it has something to do with that.
What's Zack Snyder working on nowadays?
Maybe
I don't
he's
know.
just an asshole.
It could also be like
Didn't you compare Zack Snyder to somebody famous, Joe?
I did.
Who was
Stand
that?
by it
The
too.
next president.
Don't
Don't get him started on that.
No,
please.
and not only the next
my
president, but also the last president. But not the current president.
Like, I don't get this anymore. Need I say more? The old suit, the new suit, they both look good. All right.
Yeah, these Snyder fans, really.
I stand by that too, especially if what's his name, the Australian guy's in the chat. Then I really stand by it.
All right, let me see.
Hang on, what was that? What was that? Go back. What was that McAvoy thing with him?
They say, can we rewatch? Can you talk about Range? This is where this is the first time I seen James McAvoy was in Chronicles of Narnia, playing one of those. I forget what they're called, goat creatures.
I can't believe that was him. I don't think I ever realized
And then
that.
this is him in Split
Mr.
or
Tumnus.
Glass.
Oh wow, that's blowing my mind.
That's a lot of steroids.
He is really good, man.
He's a great actor.
He doesn't take steroids.
That's steroids, Max.
I mean, it's possible, but
I don't know.
That's steroids, HGH, and everything else. Trust me. You don't get that big.
That's
he's
just
a very
his
lean person.
That is not steroids. That's pure acting range.
Okay.
He's literally morphing into that.
Mm.
He
Is
was a
some of that
skinny man
VFX?
before he did that face?
Okay, well, if it's VFX, fine. But it's either that.
Like
or
I think the
steroids.
shoulder, the muscles like by the shoulder might be fake, but he is pretty buff. Like he's pretty built, but you can see how he really looks in like other stuff. Like I don't think it's like that. I think they added a little bit.
This is actually really cool news. Now, I'm not getting into the controversy about Michael. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not even talking about that. His music is amazing, though. A trove of unreleased Michael Jackson tapes were found at a storage unit deep in the San Fernando Valley. Inside were 12 unreleased tracks. Music Jackson worked on prior to the Dangerous album, around 1989 to 1991. One of his best eras of music.
That's amazing.
Are we ever going to hear these tracks? Do you care? What do you think about this?
I heard they're pretty controversial tracks. Like I heard there's
Really?
a reason they were put in storage.
Really?
What is it about his pet monkey?
They have titles like "Let Me Tuck You In, Little Skipper."
Oh no!
Don't
Come
forget
on,
that is a bit
Joe.
controversial.
Don't
yeah.
forget to drink your milk and cookies.
I knew it.
I'll hold your
Come
hands all through
come
the
visit
night.
my amusement park. That
I
kind of
knew it.
Oh, Joe. Bad Joe.
Let's pretend my penis is a microphone.
Okay.
No, Joe!
Hey, oh,
Don't blame me. I didn't write the song.
You went off the rails at the end there.
Don't
Joe.
blame me.
Everyone's
I didn't write
okay.
it. I didn't write it.
cool.
I didn't
Not
write
is
it.
there
Let's go
concept
to
art
Chuck E.
for the
Cheese.
album art?
Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. All right, Voltaire. What do you think?
That
of
would be
this?
great, though.
This is amazing when you get. This is amazing. I'm sure.
So
there's
who
great
owns
stuff
the
out
rights and do they want the money? If those people want the money, then this music will be released.
Well, the thing that's
Someone
weird
owns it.
about it is it's in a storage unit. That means it might not be controlled by the Jacksons, right?
No, but they might have it in there where it's like everything
Anything
that was
found.
Well, do
recorded
you
by
think
so
it's
and
like
so.
in a public storage thing where they're going to auction off what's in there to some stranger? I mean, somebody owns these tracks. Somebody with a lot of money.
Okay. Well, I do want
If
to hear
there's
it.
justice in the world, it'll be Paul McCartney.
Right. If there are 12
Possible.
tracks, that's a full album easily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this would make, plenty of money. People forget about, all the stuff that Joe said about unless the songs are literally about the stuff Joe talked about.
I doubt it. Fake news, Joe.
Seriously though, you remember the Paul McCartney thing where he like screwed over Paul McCartney? That would be great if Paul McCartney ended up owning like his
Yeah.
unreleased tracks.
Well, Paul McCartney needs a few extra bucks, right? Everybody, that'd be great for him.
He needs a sandwich.
All right, Harrison Ford was there. Is this real? I almost forgot I wanted to talk about this. It doesn't take a fool to see David Ayers was providing legacy DC content for the true fans. Does anyone know if this was really from the movie? From the Ayer cut with the classic Joker and Harley Quinn? Is that really Margot Robbie there? I don't know.
Well, didn't we see clips like in flashbacks? Like I thought
That
we
looks
saw,
like Leto.
Maybe it was.
Yeah,
I thought we saw quick glimpses of this in the movie when she was having flashbacks.
yeah, I think so too.
That looks like
Okay.
claymation. That doesn't even look like real.
I
I
can't
think that's real.
determine if this is real or not. Okay, so David
think it's
Ayer, whether you like it or not, we'll get Joe's take on this. He is ramping up the release the Ayer cut stuff again. He's not kissing James Gunn's butt anymore. He just keeps going with his fan base. It just goes.
Yeah, he did say I'm not going to do it anymore because he like got upset. He was like depressed, but now he's doing it again.
What do you think, Joe? Should they release the Ayer cut?
Eventually, it would be foolish to do it now, though. It would be absolutely foolish.
It just seems like I know it costs the money to release these, but this seems like a no-brainer to stream it on Max. I mean, like it'd be something that subscribers would appreciate, and maybe even get some new subscribers just to watch.
I say do it in 2036. Put it out in 2036 for the 20th anniversary of the film. You put it out. But if you make that mistake again, if you once again go back to an old version of a film when you're trying to ramp up something new, that was the mistake of the Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut should have never come out when it did. Maybe if you wanted to put it out 10 years later, 20 years later, okay. But they derailed. They totally derailed what they were doing now.
Yeah, but what they were doing now was like so new. It wasn't even really officially happening yet. Like the Snyder Cut came out, I think, early or soon enough that it was still like it could go that way, and it almost did.
But it derailed everything that came after. Because,
well, that could be true too.
Because they weren't following up on the Snyder Cut. They even said this is a cul-de-sac. This isn't gonna. And then you got the restore the Snyderverse and all those people like we're gonna.
Well, people were hoping that if it did well, then it wouldn't have to be a cul-de-sac.
Right, but they told you up front that it would. Like I remember when Ann Sarnoff came out afterwards and said we're not gonna do it. Everyone like threw a fit, and it's like
I did too.
Why? It's like why are you getting mad at her for saying, hey, we're not doing this thing that we told you up front we're not doing. It's like
because I would expect a rational executive would like, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
Why?
I thought we were hoping they would be. It wasn't such like, listen, we've been planning this for years. It's like, no, this is just kind of what we're about to do now, and we thought maybe they would hear the fans and see some results to be like, no, you should do this actually. Like that's basically what The Rock was doing. The Rock was like, listen, the fans want Cavill. And like he was, I'm not saying whether it was right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying that's true that Hamada and whoever was pushing forward like the new idea that you're saying post the Justice League cut, it was like still so fresh that I think people thought it could still go either way.
But all I know is Hamada was getting things to a place where we were ready to move on and we were going on to bigger and better things. Mm-hmm. And then the Snyder Cut dragged us right back. And the DCEU is dead today because of the Snyder Cut. Because
what do you think? Well, I don't agree with that, but I have one counter.
Let's move on because we'll never get Joe to stop talking about this, and we got to end in 3 hours.
No, but don't you think Batgirl should come out eventually too?
I'm consistent. Absolutely. Yes,
because I do too.
All right. So
same with the haircut. One day
this is Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre's Missionary album. This is the vinyl picture record is a giant condom. It's very interesting. Yes.
Oh man,
that's kind of cool for a vinyl physical.
Is that actually
that
flat?
Cool.
It looks like
it's not real.
It looks 3-dimensional though. That's not. Is that flat?
The actual condom is the record vinyl, but
that's
not
the
usable.
That's
not
it.
usable. Be safe, everyone. This vinyl record's not going to stop.
That's a great picture. It looks 3D. You're right.
Yeah.
But I think that's the
very
record.
interesting physical media though, for sure. I don't know if the CDs like that. They look like a condom too.
Probably.
All right.
Should.
I think that's all. Oh yes. This is great.
Why has Snoop Dogg been all over the news recently?
I didn't even hear about this.
I don't know how Snoop Dogg. I don't know what deal he made with the devil, but he still has a career, and he still gets jobs.
I mean, he doesn't even have to be a musician anymore. He could he's just a personality.
He's on The Voice now.
And what happened? Didn't he like years ago announce that he was changing his name to Snoop Lion?
Correct.
Yeah, he did that. That was for like a year or two.
Yeah,
that was like a few weeks.
Maybe a few weeks. It's like when Michael Jordan tried to play baseball or maybe it's more when Michael Jordan used the number 45 for a bit.
That was like
it's like no, you're 23, man.
Should have get off the pot, man.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're Snoop Dogg. And someone must have told him, he's like, all right, yeah, you're right, I'm Snoop Dogg.
All right, we'll cover this, then we'll do mailbag and then end the show tonight because this is late. So David Kep says Jurassic World Rebirth returns to the tone of the Jurassic Park and Spielberg UFO movies. Also harkens back to his earlier days. There's a look at Scarlett Johansson in Rebirth. This other actor right beside her, I've seen him before. I'm ready for Scarlett Johansson. I would really dislike another Chris Pratt Jurassic World movie.
Why?
She's great.
What's that, Larry?
No, I was just saying Scarlett's great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to her being part of another big IP franchise. I still, a lot of people are like, no, Jurassic Park has run its course. Jurassic World has run its course. but they didn't have the drop off that Star Wars did.
No, boy.
In the sequel trilogy with the Jurassic World franchise, they kept making more money. I just try to bring Joe back.
Steve from Poughkeepsie calling us again.
Why don't you want Chris Pratt in it? Like
he got boring.
Really, I like Chris Pratt. I would have no problem with him coming back.
By the third movie, when he just starts waving at raptors and all the dinosaurs.
Yeah, why do you hate that so much, Max? Why does that trigger you?
Listen, there's always in movies. You always have to suspend your disbelief, but if it's so ridiculous, it takes you out of the movie. It's like by the third movie, he's walking around cars. There's a there's a T-Rex, and he's just waving his arms, and there's like 10 Jurassic.
Well, wait a minute.
Veteran Jurassic World actors,
but wait,
and they're no dinosaurs eating them.
But
because he's waving his hands.
That's he
looks like a freaking Jedi there.
You're not making any sense. You're not making any sense though, because that's not Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt didn't write that. That's the writers.
I know.
Saying you don't want Chris Pratt in it, but he didn't write the script.
But after that, it's got silly. Like he was exciting in the first one. The second one was by the third one, he just became a joke.
The second wait. You mean the
Jurassic
Isn't that how you control your pets, Max?
You mean the fifth
that
one?
does not work when I wave my hands like that. But I'm ready. But some people might say they should just leave it alone. But people also said that before Predator, before the new Alien project.
That's true. No, I think they could always do it.
It's a great franchise.
You should always keep at it and try stuff. But I was gonna say it got crazy, but at least it didn't get as crazy as the toy, which had Chris Pratt's character riding on the raptor's back. At least that didn't happen.
I honestly just want to see a whole world filled with dinosaurs and them to completely take over. That's what I want.
Well, so wait, is this a reboot or just a sequel?
It says Rebirth, and it's carrying, instead of Jurassic Park, it says Jurassic World.
So that means it's still connected to the last trilogy, right?
Apparently, yes.
Okay. So it's not like a whole. It's not like a whole new thing.
Within that world, it's this Rebirth.
Okay. Well, that makes sense because Jurassic World is still in the world of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So,
well, Tara, are you excited about this at all, or did you even watch the last three?
I didn't watch the last one, but yeah, I'd watch this movie. I watched this movie
for Scarlett.
I mean, she's not that big a draw to me, but
they're changing up the cast a little bit, so that might be like, okay, I'll give it a shot again.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Chris Pratt though. I agree with Joe. I don't think there was a reason to move on from him if he didn't want to.
I'm very happy they moved on from Chris Pratt, and I still love Chris Pratt, but just not in that role. It's just run its course. Joe, what do you think about the Jurassic World part?
I like most of the Jurassic Park movies. I don't like
my favorite.
I don't like the second one. I don't like the Lost World, and I don't like Dominion.
And you don't like what?
I don't like the Lost World, and I don't like Dominion. I like all the others. So
Dominion was the newest one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, they're making it. I think they might already be done filming. I don't know.
Yeah, is it Mahershala Ali in it?
I don't know.
It's still one of the greatest theme songs or whatever soundtrack. Everybody loves that.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you when I was such a nerd in middle school? I had my Walkman, and instead of Nirvana or something, I had the Jurassic Park soundtrack. And they stole my Walkman, and they were laughing at me because I was listening to a movie soundtrack on the bus.
Oh, there's nothing to laugh about.
I eventually had to get my Walkman back. They stole it.
No, Max,
that's ridiculous.
Everybody.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, no, they were totally. I mean,
that's what it was not cool to be a nerd.
Just like he gets bullied by some people on his own panel sometimes and in his chat.
And the chat.
That's not nerdy. That's just quality right there.
Yeah.
Like, of course I'm listening to the Jurassic Park soundtrack. Were you stupid?
Yeah. But that was when people were listening to Nirvana and hip hop and stuff, and I had the Jurassic Park soundtrack.
So you went from
I
that, Max,
guess.
then you started listening to indie rock like Sebadoh and stuff like that. You had those kind of tastes.
Yeah. All right, so this is all it's. Where's Jacob McKenzie? He's left us. I gotta post them earlier. So figure drawing. Max, do you still? I thought I already covered these. Want to branch out and watch horror movies? One that note: have you seen Smile 2? If so, what do you think of it? Or did you ever end up watching the Evil Dead movies or on the show?
Yeah, I know that figure drawing is really pimps Smile 2 as a great film.
I want to see that. That's that actress Naomi, whatever.
Hopefully, it's better than the first one.
According to figure drawing, you don't even need to watch the first one. You should skip it and just watch the second one.
And this crazy Joe here says, I left you some good news on Blue Sky. It's on Blue Sky. Hashtag good news of Blue Sky. The people
that was like a rap.
The people engage in it, Joe?
You got to get in there. You got to get in there and look.
Is that how many followers do you have on Blue Sky? How many followers you have?
I don't know, like 56, I think.
That's pretty good.
Well, I'll check it out.
I don't think I've checked out Blue Sky.
You got Rob Reiner on there, Rosie O'Donnell.
Blue Sky's the future. Break up with
I don't think it's the future.
That's all I hear.
It's
What
something.
happened to Threads? I thought Threads was the future.
Threads is all right too, but break up with your ex. That's the important thing.
Yeah, I think Stephen King is on Threads now. He left,
Well, there you go. He was supposed to move to Canada after the election.
He's probably going to see how it is first. Maybe it'll give him some
saw the
inspiration.
tax consequences of moving to Canada and said, "Fuck that."
I think we should just let Trump move to Canada.
Yeah.
That'd be
But
better.
he wants to take over Canada.
That would be great.
Yeah, he does want to.
I think CGH was all worried. He said Trump was joking that he could take Canada
Did Trump joke that? No.
because they left the door open.
Oh.
No, he was.
I'm
joking.
going to say this in the least controversial manner possible.
Uh-oh.
Every morning I wake up and I pray that it's the day that Donald Trump has a face-to-face meeting with the devil.
Okay, Joe. Come on.
Hell yeah.
No, serious.
All right.
Hell yeah, dude.
You shouldn't let that affect your life that much. So you've been around enough presidents in your lifetime to realize.
Yeah, but this is a different breed. This is a different breed of president, though.
Yeah,
He's not just
a politician.
This is the first president in my lifetime who is legitimately evil.
He's like a person that happens to be a politician.
Can I say something that'll blow your mind, Joe?
And that's coming from a Republican. Yeah, go on.
Hell yeah, I respect that.
All
As a Democrat, I respect that.
politicians might be as evil as he is.
I agree with that.
Well, they might be, but we know it for
They
a
just
fact.
act like they're not.
So, well, maybe, but we know it with him. So
because they all are bought by look, and I'm not getting into the controversy with the recent CEO that went down, but they're all in bed with these big companies for donors. They're all bought by donors with the medical industry and
Trump's in bed with women who said no.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Hey, now
we got to move on. We're just going to go anywhere. Okay.
He's
Ending
in bed
the show.
with
all right.
Project
Voltaire.
2025 authors.
Where's the other mailbag? You had more than one mailbag.
I don't think
you did more than one. More than one link went out.
All right, hold on. I have a feeling I know this is coming from.
I hope Steve from Paramus left us a mailbag message.
Nah.
I want to know if Steve sees any drones.
Oh no! Wait, what is that?
No, that's something else I was going to show you, but that's not your
okay.
mailbag.
Sorry,
That's
I
great.
was. All right. Here we go. I think I'm. What's going on with the mailbag? There's no Jacob McKenzie, and then I'm also getting some spam in here. I'm your neighbor.
Spam in the mailbag.
I'm your neighbor donkey. Stop screaming. Hello, Mad Max. I'm your neighbor, and I would like to tell you bother me every day with a pull headache, and you screams like a donkey. I'm tired to hear you every day. Stop. F you.
Pull headache.
Yeah, you got to heart that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pull headache.
Pull headache. The sequel.
Screams like a donkey.
I got some flying people. You're giving me a pool headache.
Here, I'll show you. This is.
I'm going to start using that.
This is my other favorite spam I've ever received. I've saved this one. This is a spam I received back in 2008. and I have never deleted it because it is just wonderful. Here, I'll read it to you if I can find where it's open.
Yeah, you should read it.
Someone you call your friend wants you dead.
Oh my God.
I felt very sorry and bad for you that your life is going to end like this if you don't comply. I was paid to eliminate you, and I have to do it within 10 days. Someone you call your friend wants you dead by all means, and the person have spent a lot of money on this. The person also came to us and told us that he wants you dead at any cost. Meanwhile, I have sent my men to track you down, and they have carried out all the necessary investigation needed for the operation. But I ordered them to stop for a while and not strike immediately, because I felt something good and sympathetic about you. I decided to contact you first and know why somebody will want you dead by all means. Right now, my men are monitoring you. Their eyes are on you, and even the place you think is safer for you to hide might not be. Now, do you want to live or die? It is up to you. Get back to me now if you are ready to enter deal with me. I mean, life trade. Who knows? And I might just spare your life for $12,000 is all you need to spend.
That's a pretty good deal.
You will first pay $4,000, then I will send the tape of the person that want you dead to you. And when the tape gets to you, you will pay the remaining $8,000. If you are not ready for my help, then I will have no choice but to carry out the assignment. After all, I have already been paid before now. Warning, do not think of contacting the police or even tell anyone, because I will extend it to any member of your family, especially the children's, since you are aware that somebody wants you dead, and the person knows some members of your family as well. For your own good, I will advise you to not to go out once it is 7 p.m., until I make out time to see you and give you the tape of my discussion with the person who want you dead.
Is this how people get scammed?
Then you can use it to take any legal action. Good luck. I await your reply to this email contact, bulletpointtarget@ubi.com, Mr. Antonio Benito. This was sent to me on May 28th, 2008.
Terrifying.
And I did not pay him, and guess what? It's been more than 10 days. He's really lagging.
Yeah.
Is this how people get scammed?
Well, was there a link?
I mean, if the grammar wasn't so bad, would people like, oh no, I better pay? I don't know.
Well, you know what's sad is like, you know what? Who that's to try to get. I mean, I've had elderly people in my life call me up and say the IRS just called me and told me to settle a debt because they know I'm an attorney, and they say, hey, can you help me with the IRS? I'm like, the IRS called you and told you to pay a debt. I'm like, and it's that.
Well, I'm sure Voltaire. I'm sure you remember the scam where they were emailing people with like the FBI logo at the top. Or it was maybe even real mail, and it had the FBI logo at the top, and it said like the FBI needs you to like, you owe this money. And the FBI literally said, like, we will never ask anyone for money. We're the FBI. And we don't put our logo at the top.
So I had
that was real.
The UPS driver who comes to our office, he's a real howdy-doody. He's a nice guy.
Nice.
He came into my office one day and he goes, can I talk to you for a second? And he shut the door and he goes, you know, me and my wife have been having problems, so I was looking at some stuff on my phone, and then I got this thing saying it was filming me and it wanted money from me, and it's going to report me. You know, I'm like, I'm like, man, this is all fake. You know, the poor guy was terrified though.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I'll tell you one real quick. My parents, you know, they're like, like late 70s. One time so we live, in New York at the time. I'm there with my parents. They get a call from someone saying that there was a car found in Texas, right? Registered to them, that was found in like a crime scene, and there's blood and drugs in the car. And my dad's like, oh, they're saying it's our car. I'm like, Dad, what car do you have that's registered in Texas? What are you talking about? And it's like, you don't have that kind of model. And they said the kind. And it's like, they wanted money. They were like, you're going to have to pay a certain amount because it's part of this crime scene. I'm like, oh my God.
This is why older people are like, I don't go online.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They have to, you got to at least screen. But wait, so Joe, so that one had a link in it to do something or no?
Oh, I had an email. I was supposed to email it, and I did. I emailed the guy back, and I said,
"No,
hey,
Joe!"
I emailed the guy back, and I'm like, "Hey, man, your email has really made my day. I've been incredibly depressed."
Yeah, like was that, dude? I was gonna say, was it like like the equivalent of a prank phone call? You think?
I don't know. Like I kept writing back, and I was like, "I really look forward to."
It's awesome.
that. I can't wait until you.
I look forward.
I was like, I've really been thinking of offing myself, but you made it like much.
Now I don't have to pay you.
And then like I didn't hear a word back, so then I like wrote back like a couple weeks later, and I'm like, "Yo, dude, where are you on this? It's been past 10 days."
Oh, that's incredible.
I'm like, I stopped paying my bills because I figured like I didn't. I was going to be dead. I think I never heard back from the guy. I mean, it's been over 15 years, and I still every now and then write to him.
He still owes you.
You still write to him?
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Oh my god!
I'll do it right now. Let's do it together. You ready?
No.
You should write to him. Does it ever say like Mailer Damon, or it's still in effect?
Spam filter. There's a reason for that. Hopefully, spam filters get better. With
what is his email though? Don't worry about doxing him.
Yeah, well, I read it to you. It was.
It showed it. I think
he doesn't check it anymore.
But it's still in effect. It never says to you this email is.
Have the same email they had like that many years ago.
Is it an AOL.com email?
It's bullet_target at ubi.com.
That's a really good name for a hitman. Bullets for underpoint target.
Dude, that's like a comic book character.
Right on the nose for a hitman. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's cool. I'm into that.
All right, we got to end because I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah,
Voltaire, would you do the honors? Remember, you can leave a mic drop 24/7.
Absolutely.
There's the number. Get your mic drops in. That means people on the panel, when you leave some mic drops for next time.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I have a real. Good luck, everyone. Happy holidays.
Yes.
Happy holidays. Okay. You said good night and good luck.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Good night and good luck and happy holidays, everyone.
Good morning and Godspeed.